Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Have I got a story for you guys tonight? Oh, man. Yo, make sure to like this mug up. You know what I'm saying? What it is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD. And today we are here to tell you guys the story of how I accidentally went on a date with a Thai lady boy. Make sure to like this mug up, yo. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. We've got some storytelling to do tonight. What's up, Nellis? What's up, Nella Smith? What's up, Robotic Duck? What's up, Pizza? What's up, Itadori? What's up, Carlos? What's up, The H? Yo, it's always good to see you guys, man. What's up, Shortly Angel? What's up, Daniel? Yo, what's up, Stephen Frank? What's up, Artistic? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Pizza? What's up, Darth? Yep, you know what I'm saying? We got, man. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yo, what would y'all do if y'all accidentally went on a date with a Thai lady boy, man? Y'all ain't even know. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody even tell you. You know what I'm saying? There were no signals. You know what I'm saying? Yo, type of one in the chat if you guys can hear all the audio. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys can't hear all the audio. Yo, what's up? Hey, what's good, you guys? What's up, Robotic Duck? All right, you guys. So our first 3 super chatters, you guys are getting put as extras character-wise in the story time. You know what I'm saying? But just let me know. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look like in the super chat, let me know if you want to be a hero, a villain, or an extra. You know what I'm saying? It's good that you guys are either heroes or extras. You don't want to be the villain in any of these story times. Oh boy. Oh man. But yo, we get into the nitty-gritty of the story times. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna do a check-in with you guys real quick before we start the main event, the story. You know what I'm saying? So we can see if you guys have heard any of these wild stories that I don't think I've told you guys yet. Okay. So, all right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard the story of the time when I got catfished and went on a date with a midget. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard that story before. That one's bad. That one's bad. That one's got a lot of unlockables. That one's got a lot of unlockables. A lot of stuff I just didn't tell you guys in the main story. For good reason. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard that story. A 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the mod squad. You know what I'm saying? For freaking making sure the comment section is clean. For real, for real. Yo, you guys got great energy, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so again, type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard the story of the time I got catfished and went on a date with a whole midget. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard that BHD story time. You know what I'm saying? One in the chat, you guys have heard it. 2 in the chat, you guys haven't heard it. Type of say yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story of when I had a 4-way, but all the women kept using lotion as sex jelly. Type of no in the chat if you guys have never heard that story about the 4-way where the 4 women just kept using lotion as sex jelly. Type of yes in the chat if you guys have heard that. Type a no in the chat if you guys haven't heard that story. Yo, thank you for the compliment. Really? Damn. Okay. All right, that's one you know what I'm saying? Just getting the list and checking it twice of stories you guys haven't heard yet that I might tell y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Okay, so type a 1 in the chat if you guys haven't heard the story of when I got thrown out of a speeding vehicle on the freeway in California by my date because I asked her for a blowback. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard the story of when I got thrown out of a speeding vehicle on the freeway in California because I asked the girl, well, we were on a date, you know, but I asked her for a blowback and she got mad and threw me out. Speeding vehicle. She was a stripper. You know what I'm saying? But she was a good person. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? What the fuck is a blowback? Understandable. Understandable. All right. Yo, if you guys have any questions, super chat them through. That way I can see all of you guys' answers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so type a yes in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of when my best friend's mom asked me to urinate on her. Just going through stories I want to tell y'all that y'all probably would like to hear. Type a no in the chat if y'all have never heard that story before. I know. I know. This, you know, we got to do this. We got to figure out what stories to tell you guys, which stories you guys haven't heard. Look, my bad, guys. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so only one more. We'll do one more, then we'll let you guys choose what story times you guys want to hear aside from the main story that you guys came here to hear. You know what I'm saying? Type a yes in the chat if you guys have heard my story about how I lost my virginity in front of everybody. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys have not heard my story about how I lost my virginity to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, these are scary stories. Yeah. Type a 1 in the chat if you guys, okay, you guys, most of you guys heard that story. Okay. All right, understandable. No, I ain't tripping, nigga. No, I can't say that one. Oh, seriously. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so type a 1 in the chat if you guys wanna, if once we reach the super chat milestone, which is 100 in super chat, you guys want me to tell you guys the story of when I got catfished by a midget. You know what I'm saying? So type a 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about when I got catfished by a midget. You know what I'm saying? Once we reach the super chat milestone, which is 100 in super chat, everything goes towards our next animated BHD story time. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of my guy best friend's sugar daddy. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's one of the most hilarious stories I've got, at least to me. I can't tell it without laughing. So type a 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about when I got catfished by a midget. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about my guy best friend's sugar daddy, which, you know, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Some of you guys, you were getting, okay, so let's see. Was she bad? Was the midget chick bad? No, she was a midget. She wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? She's bad as in bad as in not good. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. 2 for sure. Yo, your name counts for 20 extra votes for every dollar that everyone super chats through. Your name counts for that many votes. You know what I'm saying? So Supreme, your name counts for 20 extra votes with that, man, with 22s, the twos got it. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up, man. The twos got it. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. Just super chatted 20 directly through the tip jar. I mean, directly through the channel. Now, if you guys do want to super chat directly to the tip jar, you know what I'm saying? To which case, every $1 counts for 2 votes because we don't pay no taxes on it. You know what I'm saying? You guys can super chat directly to the link that's pinned in the comment section. It leads directly to my tip jar. You know what I'm saying? AKA the Hot Cheeto Money Fund. All goes towards Hot Cheetos and our next animated BHD story time, which I already have in production. Okay, so what was number 2? You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to Glenn Lucas. All right, so you guys are 2 extras in my BHD story times. You know what I'm saying? The story times we tell tonight, unless you tell me otherwise. Because I wouldn't make y'all the villain in this one, man, or the hero. All right, so what story was number 2? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, hold up. I got you guys. Appreciate you guys, man. You guys got great energy, bruh. For real. Yeah. That's what's up. Yo, W's in the chat, man. W's in the chat. Yo, the Black Panther, what's up? I love your movies. You know what I'm saying? Yo, type of 1 in the chat if you guys have seen the Black Panther. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never seen the Black Panther before. That movie is tizite. My weekend is going great. How's everybody's weekend going? Hope you guys are having a great weekend thus far. All right, so now we're going to start with the first story. You know what I'm saying? The Thai Lady Boy. Oh my God. We starting up in 2 minutes. I'm reading you guys' comments. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hey, Trayvon King. Yo, what's up, Brody? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up? It's Alonzo. What's up, Karubi? What's up? Hey, appreciate you guys for the compliments, man. Yeah. You guys got great energy, man. Yo, W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. Hey, Supreme Troy Maserati. Like, what was your first video? What was all you guys' first video that you guys saw of mine that got you guys interested in subscribing and or checking out my other videos? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At what moment did you guys fall in love with watching your boys' videos and or story times? W's in the chat to Glenn Lucas. W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. All right. All right, so peep game. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what happened. I was out at Player One. Player One is a bar. You know what I'm saying? It's a barcade. Now, a barcade out here is half bar, half arcade. You know what I'm saying? This place has Mortal Kombat 1 and OnlyFans models. I don't know a lot of places that you can get both of those things at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, they were holding a Smash Brothers event. Everyone showed up to play Super Smash Brothers. Me, personally, I tend to play Ganondorf, you know. Now, make sure to type you guys' favorite Super Smash Brothers character in the chat, because I play a lot of Super Smash Brothers. One of these days, we gonna have to play. You know what I'm saying? Friday the 13th trailer reaction. I see you, bro. Yo, we've been watching you since the FNAF days. W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. Yo, appreciate your generosity, man. Yo, that's awesome that you've been watching me since the you know what I mean, since the FNAF days. Yeah. Yo, appreciate your compliment, Grim. All right, so peep game. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now, Super Smash Brothers event. I'm there, you know what I'm saying? I got my nice jacket on. I'm kicking it. I'm hanging out with a bunch of people. I'm talking with the community and whatnot. So, I get up in there. Now, one of the first people I notice is my homeboy. We're going to name him Star Fox. You know what I'm saying? For 30 in Super Chat, for a 20 in Super Chat, I will drop his actual name. Run for your lives, guys. W's in the chat to Noah Rogers. He just Super Chatted 10 directly through the Super Chat. Yo, that's awesome that you've been rocking with me since the OG Storytime days. Yo, you got good energy, Noah. Yo, you got great energy, Supreme Troy Maserati, bro. Yeah. You got great energy, Glenn Lucas. All right, so you guys are our three first characters. Now, when I roll up in there, you know what I'm saying, I also run into one of my homeboys, Troy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, appreciate you W's in the chat for Troy. But yeah, run to my homeboy Troy. You know what I'm saying? Dap the homie up. You know what I'm saying? Boondock style. You know what I'm saying? We talk a little bit about anime and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He rolls over. He starts playing on the other TVs. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Player One has a ton of TVs with a bunch of game systems hooked up to them. You know what I'm saying? They've got everything anyone needs, bro. They got free popcorn. They got hose. They got liquor. They got hose. They got video games. They got hose. It's a great place to go. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, once I send my homie Troy over, he's doing his thing, I run into my homie Star Fox. Star Fox, and I'll tell you his real name. We'll unlock his real name at 20 in Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? Star Fox is one of the most legendary Super Smash Brothers players in Vegas, right? His name is huge, really, really big. And when I see him, he looks at me, but he's looking kind of nervous and scared. And I'm like, what is he looking nervous and scared for? Then this woman joins him from around the back, you know what I'm saying, sits down next to him, and they start talking. Obviously, they're very familiar with each other, right? So they're talking. Everything's like looking good. I go over there. Yeah, I'm saying my homeboy Star Fox, he freaking ushers me over. I go over to him. I'm like, hey, what's up, Brody? Hey, how you been? Blah, blah, blah. He tells me a sob story that's out of this freaking world about Super Smash Brothers and what happened to him while he was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know in a super chat if you guys want me to tell that backstory, but it's got to be like, we can unlock that. If you guys send a 20 in super chat, just let me know because the story's kind of sad and it's a bit of a downer. So we'll skip past that. So after we get done talking about his sad, sad story, he then introduces me to his wife. And his wife, let's just say his wife was one of my college homeboys from back in the day. Her name is Claire now, but it wasn't Claire in college. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm taken aback because I didn't know that he had become she. I didn't know he had surgery. So I'm just like, hey, what's up? You know, but I exchanged pleasantries with him. You know what I mean? Like me and him, we talked for a couple of minutes. We talk about everything we did back in college, and because we had a large friend group, so we talked about all of the shenanigans. And then at the whole time, Star Fox is sitting down at the bar and he's just enjoying a drink, right? But he looks a bit disheveled, but not a whole lot. So then Claire, she says to me, yo, hey, let's go sit at the table right there where it's less crowded. And I'm thinking nothing of it because I knew Claire back when she was a dude. So I'm like, oh yeah, sure. You know, so we go and we sit down like one table away from Star Fox, right? Now, mind you, at this point, so we sit down, we start talking. And let's just say the homie, he starts talking really, he starts talking about the college days, right? It seemed like he just wanted to reminisce. Then at another certain point, homie starts talking about like how he and or she low-key had a crush on me back in the day. And like type of one in the chat, if whenever you're dating somebody, you got like a sixth sense that lets you know when they're flirting with someone else. Type 2 in the chat if you don't have that sixth sense when you're dating somebody that lets you know when the person that you're in love with or that you like is flirting with someone else, like right close to you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat to Noah. W's in the chat to Supreme Troy. W's in the chat to Glenn. You know what I'm saying? One. Yeah. So we all on the same page. Hey, what's up, Longmire? Yeah, Vegito, it gets worse. So I'm sitting there talking with the lady dude, thinking that we're just reminiscing about the olden days. We're just vibing. Now, about 5 minutes into us sitting down at this table and us conversating, I look over at Star Fox, who's doing this, who's nursing his drink and looking over through his side eye like this. And he looks mad, real mad. And I couldn't figure out why he looked mad. I couldn't figure out what he was mad for. Because it made no sense to me because I don't like dudes. You know what I'm saying? I only like the lay dudes. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? We are 68 away from telling you guys those two insane stories. You know, we're 68 away in Super Chat from unlocking those two complete horror stories. You know what I'm saying? To which case, you guys let me know if you guys want to hear the story of, oh boy. Yeah, we gonna figure it out. So, with that being said, I'm steady talking with the Claire, you know what I'm saying? And the homie Star Fox is hitting me with the glare from all the way over there by the bar. You know what I'm saying? It's super far, but it's fucked up because it didn't make sense. I wasn't even after his female. So, with that being said, I keep on, we keep conversating for about another 2-3 minutes, and the chick who's a chick now, Claire, starts trying to like touch my arm and stuff. I was only there to reminisce with an old friend. I wasn't there trying to get in where I don't even know if she had or what he had. But we're not gonna say the rest of that joke. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's completely innocent on my part. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's at the point where she touched my arm that let me know, hey, that's what's up, that let me know that she was feeling me, which let me know I needed to get the hell out of here. I needed to get the shit out. I had to run for our lives, chat. So, but I didn't want to be mean and be like, oh God, you're a dude, and just run, right? So I keep talking for 2-3 more minutes, you know what I'm saying? And on the second minute, I feel a tug on my shoulder. I turn over, I look over, it's Star Fox. He's like, look, man, you need to get out of here. All right? You need to get away from my wife. And I'm like, bro, wait. No, it's nothing. Bro, get away from my wife. She's my wife. That's my wife. You get away from, and I'm like, yo, help. Right? Chat, what do I do in that situation? What would you do? What do we do? You know what I'm saying? What do we do, chat? Yo, also, what time is it where you guys are at currently? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? You would have lied your way out of it. Understandable. How do you lie? You know what I'm saying? I can't make up a lie that fast. You know what I'm saying? Gotta pack ninja smoke bombs. Yo, that's real talk. Longmire, I am serious. See, I had left home without my pocket full of pocket sand. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I could just be like, oh God, wait, no, it's not what, hold on, what the pocket sand, and then just be out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That would have worked good, but I didn't bring any sand on me. I had no pocket sand. Yo, that's what's up. What's up, Christopher Jackson? What's up, Longmire? What's up, Artistic? Yo, what's up, Glenn? What's up, Shortly? Yo, what's up, Def Gun? Yo, what's up, Lemon? What's up, Vegito? Yo, what's up, Supreme Troy? Hey, Supreme Troy, where are you from, Brody? You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you guys have anything you guys want to tell me, it's best to super chat it because the comments move pretty quick. So sometimes I miss you guys' comments and whatnot. Yo, hey, thank you, Jack Avery. You make sure to have a great rest of your day as well. Understandable, Glenn. Got to dip out immediately. Makes sense. That makes sense, Dark Pan. Oh, yes, Noah Rogers. Oh, yes. No, Pillow 060. No. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We keep on, so at this point, I don't even want to be in the bar no more. I'm freaked out. Type of one in the chat if you would have ran for your lives, chat, when this would have happened to you, and just never to return. Type of 2 in the chat, if you'd have stuck around, you know what I mean? How dare he bully you out of talking, reminiscing about the past with your college guy homie who is now a girl guy, actually. You know what I'm saying? See, Vegito would have ran. Popcorn would have ran. Death Gun would have ran. Yo, Longmire, thank you for the 2 in super chat, Brody. W's in the chat disappear like Batman. Batman. Yeah, I'd have got up out of there as well, Longmire. You know what I'm saying? I would have hit the longest jog, the longest run, the longest mile on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Gotta run for our lives, boys. All right, guys, we are only 66. We are 66 in super chat away from unlocking the BHD story time of, oh God, yes, I remember when my guy friend had a sugar daddy and he called him in front of us and they said terrible, dirty stuff. Yo, Clint Lucas, W's in the chat to Clint Lucas. Yo, W's in the chat. No more running. Look, damn that. I am outie. Yep, get the fuck out of there. Yo, that's smart that you get the fuck out of there, Noah Rogers. Real smart. It's real smart that you would disappear like Batman Longmire 903. 1,000,000%. Yo, you made my childhood, man. I appreciate your vids. Been sub since. Yo, thank you, HBK Cozy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's awesome that you're from Cali, Brody. You know what I mean? Supreme. I used to stay in Cali. Yeah. Hey, that's for real, Longmire. That's a fight right there. You are absolutely right that is a fight right there. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be like, hey, there's a combo that needs to be had between y'all. Hey, look, guys. We all know that ladies like to make dudes jealous most of the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that the dudes did it to their dudes too. I didn't know the dudes did that to other dudes. You know what I mean? I thought dudes said stuff like, oh, a dude knows what a dude wants. Dudes know the dudes like loyalty. Why would a dude do that to his dude, even though he's not a dude no more? The questions, guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. We are 62 away in Super Chat from unlocking the story of my guy best friend's sugar daddy. And it is the funniest story. I can't help but laugh super hard. Yo, W's in the chat to Brandon Black. W's in the chat. Yo, W's in the chat to Brando. Hey, W's in the chat, Brody. Thank you for the $1 in super chat. All right, you guys. So they start arguing and he starts trying to fight me for his man wife. What am I doing with a man wife? I don't even know what to do with a man, let alone a guy wife, a lady that's a dude. I don't know what to do with it. So with that being said, I just left. I left the bar and got the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying? Now, oh my God, oh boy. You know what I'm saying? We might just need to leave that. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys about the unlockable part of that story. You know what I'm saying? That we would unlock in 30 in super chat. Type of 2 in the chat if we should just move on to the next story that is not about not as anywhere near as embarrassing. You know? Yo, Noah Rogers. Hey. Yo, that's awesome that I'm reminding you about a high school story you got. That's along the same lines. Yo, Noah Rogers. If any of you guys super chat your story through, regardless of the amount, I'll read your story to the BHD Army. Everybody gets to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, the Masked King Shaggy Rogers? Make sure to go check out the Masked King Shaggy Rogers. No, I'm curious as fuck now. Oh my God, you guys want to hear the unlockables? Oh shit. Yo, W's in the chat to Longmire. Yo, understandable, Longmire, that you would say, ew. Yeah, it's understandable that you'd be fighting mad after that. I know a lot of dudes that have just gone to the dark side, guys. And there's nothing wrong with going to the dark side. You know what I mean? I believe that, you know what I mean? If someone likes it, I love it. Different strokes for different folks, literally, and or potato, tomato. You know what I'm saying? So to each their own, everyone does what they like. I play video games. Some people like to jet ski. Other people like to make stuff with goats, the bone goats. It's up to you what you do in your lifetime for you, you know. But with that being said, W's in the chat to Longmire 903. Yo, guys, we just reached, once we reach 52 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the story of my homeboy's sugar daddy. He called him in front of us. This nigga had the nerve to have to use a female voice when he talk. Go ahead and call him and tell us, hey guys, no, don't laugh, okay? Just don't laugh. He thinks I'm a woman. You're not. And insult to injury, homie is a whole celebrity. He's an online celebrity, bro. He is pretty much one of the biggest OG streamers from before streaming became popular. Like, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And his name is unlockable in the story. All right, so you guys want to hear more about Claire, the lady guy from college. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So if we reach 20 more in Super Chat, because you guys just sent 10 through, actually 19 more in Super Chat, because you guys just sent 11 through, we will unlock Claire's backstory of when Claire was a guy, man. She was cool peoples, too. I mean, he was cool peoples. W's in the chat to Longmire 903. Yo, that's understandable that that's a fight all day, bro. Yo, look, if we lived in the same state, man, we would have to hit the bar, and I would tell you more unlockable parts of this story. You know what I'm saying? So they're arguing in front of me, and she's on one end of me. Claire is like, yo, we should hang out. You know what I'm saying? We should really hang out. We should talk. We should get W's in the chat to Supreme Troy. You know what I'm saying? Supreme Troy is looking over from where he's playing Dungeons and Dragons in the arcade machine at. You know what I'm saying? He's looking over and he's playing on the console. He's like, you know what I mean? He's weirding him out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat to Supreme Troy. Yo, that's awesome that next year for your 21st birthday, you're going to Vegas, bro. Yo, that would be really cool if we did meet up, Brody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro, like, for real, we could set that as a milestone or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we reach a certain amount in Super Chat for tonight, we will do a BHD Army meetup on Troy's 21st birthday. You know what I'm saying? Type 1 in the chat if you guys want to do a Super Chat. If you guys want to do a Super Chat amount, if we reach the Super Chat amount tonight, then we will all do a meetup for Troy's 21st birthday at a casino or that same arcade that this all happened at. Type 1 in the chat if you guys want to meet up with Troy out here in Vegas for his 21st birthday at the bar that this all happened at. Once we reach a certain Super Chat amount, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we'll say 500 in Super Chat, because if we reach 500 in Super Chat, I'm going to the studio and making the next BHD song. You know what I'm saying? I've literally already written it. You know what I'm saying? It is called, it's a parody of the song by Donnell Jones. Girl, you know what's up? You know what I'm saying? It's called, you know what I mean? You know, it's like, yeah, he risen you and he feeling you. But give me the butt. Like, it's a love song, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he spin on you and he flaunting you. But give me the butt. Like, it's a love song. Yo, W's in the chat to Glenn Lucas. Yo, shout out to the solo leveling shirt. I love solo leveling. Yo, at what point Did you fall in love with anime, Glenn Lucas? My gateway anime. What was you guys' gateway anime? My gateway anime was Berserk. You know what I'm saying? The one where the white guy wore the black armor and had a really big sword called a Dragon Slayer, and he just killing monsters and stuff because his girlfriend had stuff done to her in front of people. Yo, I'm from Baltimore. Yo, that's awesome that you're from Baltimore, MD Brody. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Yo, hey, for real. I agree with you, bro. I love that you would see that as an ass whoop. Who would deserve the ass whooping? Longmire 903. Yo, with that being said, once we reach 26 more in Super Chat, we will be unlocking and telling the story of, oh boy, I've got a lot of them written down, guys. I've been writing down stories to see if you guys been hearing them. You know what I'm saying? The story of, let's see, my guy best friend Sugar Daddy. And it is hilarious, guys. That will be a Hallmark moment. You guys don't know. I don't think you guys know that story. So there's so many stories I haven't told you guys. I just now realized, right? Now, technically, I have 6 billion views on YouTube across all my videos, across all my channels and whatnot. Yo, W's the chat to the Masked King Shaggy Rogers. He just super chatted 50 directly through the tip jar. Yo, BHD, check out my new song shorts on my channel. Yo, we definitely gonna check out your new song shorts on your channel, Brody. Yo, we gonna check this mug out. You know what I'm saying? Then after we check this mug out, we about to tell the story that you guys just unlocked. All right, look, we gonna put on the light. Yeah, man. All right, so we about to check out the Masked King Shaggy Rogers' latest song short. Bruh, and I'm gonna start the story. I'm gonna start telling you guys the story while we listen. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see. Yo, W's in the chat to the Masked King Shaggy Rogers, bruh. He brought us home with it, bruh. Yo, how is this another story about you going on a date with a ladyboy? Look, it wasn't my fault. My friend, I didn't know that my homeboy had transformed into a homegirl. I didn't know he had the transformational surgery. You know what I'm saying? So I show up at the Player One bar where everyone was at. It was crowded. It was an event, a Super Smash Brothers tournament event. I show up, you know what I'm saying, only to run into none other than one of my homeboys that, you know, he is really big in the Super Smash Brothers community. Now, he's super duper big in the Smash Brothers community, and like he's so famous in the Super Smash Brothers community that I don't understand what he's doing with the dude, unless he likes dudes. And if he likes dudes, then he just likes dudes. That's cool. But if he doesn't like dudes and he's with dudes, then that is weird. That's funny. Not funny, haha, but funny, weird. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So with that being the case, W's the chat to Longmire 903, who would have gotten himself over the hump, you know what I'm saying, had it not been for the Masked King Shaggy Rogers. Yo, he just got us there. Yo, BHD, check out our new song shorts. Okay, so we're gonna check out the homie Masked King Shaggy Rogers' brand new shorts. You know what I'm saying? And he's been on the grind. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. And you know what I mean? I love that every single song you make it just a little bit better than your last song. You keep doing that, and you gonna be Bruno Mars in like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? The song a day. Shoot, it took Kanye 4 songs every single day before he was able to make the College Dropout. So, with that being said, we off up in this mug. Let's do this. All right, Joe. Yeah. All right, so everybody, make sure to go subscribe to the Masked King Shaggy Rogers. You know what I'm saying? He just released a brand new YouTube short of his music because the Masked King Shaggy Rogers is smart enough to know that if he does shorts, then his music will get way more traction than if he, yo, W's the chat to Longmire. Ew. Yo, I like that you be pissed, man. I like that you be ready to fight. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, it was a situation. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yo, appreciate you the compliment, Brody. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so one night, so this is while we were recording Buy My Mixtape. All right, so type of one in the chat if you guys remember Buy My Mixtape skit that we shot. Type of two in the chat if you guys don't remember the Buy My Mixtape skit that we shot. I also, if you guys want to super chat me directly, the link is pinned up in the comment section. It leads directly to our tip jar. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. But yeah, this story is wild, bro. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard my story of you guys have never seen the skit of Buy My Mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat to Glenn Lucas. Yo, you got to check out Pure Juice. All right, so if you guys want me to check out any music, a musical super chat request is a 50 in super chat. You know what I'm saying? It's a 50 in super chat. It's a 35 directly to my tip jar, but it's a 50 in super chat directly through the channel. You know what I'm saying? Either a cumulative and or all at once. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a 35 directly through my tip jar if you guys want to save some cheddar, because Lord knows it saves us on our taxes. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want a song request, you know what I'm saying? For real, for real. All right, so peep game. Make sure to go check out the Mass King Shaggy Rogers. This is his song in the background right now. Okay, so with that being said, me and my homies were finishing up shooting the Buy My Mixtape skit, right? If we reach the next super chat milestone, which is 50 in super chat, I will unlock the identity of the dude that had the sugar daddy, because he's in the skit. He's in the skit. So, with that being said, we all are hanging out. We're on a break. We're in the break room. You know what I'm saying? And the homie, he says, he's like, yo, we should get some pizzas. You know what I'm saying? We should get some freaking, you know what I'm saying? We should get some eats. We should get some food. And I'm like, hell yeah, we should get some food. That's good shit. Then he's like, yo, I actually know a way we can get some free food. And I'm like, how can we get some free food, homie? Who's been shooting with me and we've been kicking it and chilling all day and whatnot, like shooting skits and whatnot. He's like, bro, I got a sugar daddy. And I'm like, hold on, bro. You're a guy. How do you have a sugar daddy? And he's like, well, you know, he's not really my sugar daddy, you know, as I've not given him any sugar, you know, but he's a dude that I talk dirty to on the phone and he sends me money. And I'm like, whoa. You're joking. This is a goddamn lie. Now, mind you, when he says this, my whole room of friends all burst into laughter. There's about 8 of us, you know what I'm saying, including everyone that was on the film, you know what I'm saying, that was in the film, that helped direct and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, we're all dying laughing when he says this. We're like, wait, look, like I'm literally on the floor, crawling, military crawling with laughter. Like, type of one in the chat, if you guys can imagine laughing so hard that you got a military crawl like away from the person who's making the joke because it's too funny. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat, if you can't imagine laughing so hard that you would have to military crawl away from your friends in laughter. Just like it was, bro, we were dying laughing, Brody. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, we will unlock the person's name, because he's famous, he's a very famous streamer who did this, who has a sugar daddy. If we reach 50 in super chat, we will unlock that part of the story. You know what I'm saying? That secret hidden ending of the story. Oh boy. Yo, what's up, Noah Rogers? W's in the chat. Yo, yeah, DM to me on Insta, Noah Rogers. You couldn't post a DM to me on Insta. You couldn't post story here. Yo, that's cool that you couldn't post a story here and that you want to DM it to me on Insta. Okay, cool. Yo, I'll make sure to read that mug. I got you, bro. All right, so 45 more in super chat and I'll tell you his name. He's very famous. I wouldn't be surprised if at least two of you guys from here know who he is. So with that being said, he's like, bro, I'm not lying. I have a sugar daddy. I can call him right now. I'm like, there's no way you have a sugar daddy, dude. Dude, you know what? If you call your sugar daddy and it's really what it sounds like it is, I will buy us all pizza. Hell, I'll get us all hibachi grill. You know what I'm saying? I'll get like, bro, I got it. I'll get it popping. And he's like, bet. Okay. So he's like, okay, so look, there's a couple of rules for me calling my sugar daddy in front of you. You guys can't laugh. Rule number one, you can't laugh. No one here can laugh. He addresses all of us. None of you here can laugh. Okay? You guys can't laugh at this. All right? Not because I don't want to be laughed at, but because if we laughed at him, then the sugar daddy would know that, he's a guy and that, he's been sending sugar to a dude. So with that being said, my homeboy, he says the second rule, and the second rule is that it's worse than he thought. Like, is that he has to talk like a girl when he's talking to the dude, because the dude thinks he's a female. You know what I'm saying? Now, what time is it where you guys are at? You know what I'm saying? I like to keep a good bead on you guys' time. W's in the chat to the Mass King Shaggy Rogers. Make sure to go and subscribe to Mass King Shaggy Rogers. Think about liking and watching some of his music as I am currently about to go like his last music video that we just checked out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you're super inspirational, Mass King Shaggy Rogers. I'm gonna leave a comment. Make sure to keep doing. Never stop, never stopping. Make sure to keep doing what you're doing, bros. Yeah. You're heading in the right direction, bros. You're heading in the right direction, Brody. Keep doing what you're doing. And don't hit with, no, I'm not gonna say that. Jill, just keep doing what you're doing. Jill. All day, every day, man. Yeah, man. Yo, what's up, Short the Angel? What's up, Longmire? What's up, If? What's up, Vegito? What's up, the Uni Whites? What's up, Noah Rogers? Yeah, what's up, BHD fam? As the Mass King Shaggy Rogers is currently leading our XP points. You know what I'm saying? At 2,600 XP points. Supreme Troy is in close in second in 1,500 XP points. Longmire is number third in XP points. The person that gets the highest, the person that super chats the most during our streams gets the number one person that has all the XP, the most XP out of all of everybody. They get their name in the title of tomorrow's stream. You know what I'm saying? Of my next BHD Storytime stream. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, my homie's like, okay, cool. Everybody stop laughing. Because it was hard for us to stop laughing. Everyone's in the room, we're dying laughing. Like, the more we tried to hold it in, the harder we're laughing. It was really hard. So he's like, yo, hey, look, everybody stop laughing. Shh, stop laughing. So we all stop laughing, right? We start laughing silently. Type of one in the chat if you've ever had to laugh quietly. You know what I'm saying? Because the situation was hilarious, but you had to, you know what I mean, be cool about it. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never quietly laughed so hard that you guys felt like your ribs had broken. You know what I'm saying? Because the situation was quiet, was crazy. So with that being said, everyone got quiet and started whispering, right? It's because we didn't want to give up what was going down. With that being said, so let me prime you guys for the next story times as well. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat to Supreme Troy. Yo, understandable. Yo, that's awesome that you're going to work out, Brody. Yo, what's your workout consist of? Me, I enjoy push-ups and I enjoy doing nunchucks at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's cool. You'll definitely see us in the next story time, Brody. Thanks for stopping by, Troy. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Troy is in the room. He's dying laughing over in the corner. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? Completely freaking understandable. Noah Rogers, he's really, really trying not to laugh, which making him laugh way harder. You know what I'm saying? Because the energy build up, you know what I mean? But he's stopping it short to try to make the laughter not happen. It's completely freaking terrifying. The Masked King Shaggy Rogers, he's hiding his laughter behind his mask. You know what I'm saying? He's dying laughing behind his mask, but he's holding it together. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to if where. Yo, that's awesome that you found out that your ex-girlfriend was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She did 3 different guys in one day. Look, I've got stories like that as well. We've gone through the same stuff. Every dude has. W's in the chat to Noah Rogers. Yo, I gotta get back to work. Much love. Hey man, stay up, Brody. Yo, that's awesome that you like to get back to work, Brody. Stay up, bro. Don't work too hard. Hopefully you have a productive day at work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. So with that being said, and/or school, and/or inside of your wife, we're gonna edit that last part out. But hopefully you guys did have a productive day inside of your wives and/or girlfriends. We're gonna edit that out of the live though. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Everybody quiets down. The Masked King Shaggy Rogers puts the mask, like he holds the mask tight to his face to hold in the laughter. And my homeboy, okay, so once we reach 27 more in Super Chat, I will tell you guys his name. You know what I'm saying? We will unlock his name. So everyone quiets down. The homie picks up the phone and he dials the number and he puts it on speaker and it dials out. You hear the rings. Bing, bing. On the second ring, it picks up immediately. And the guy, I swear to God, he's the guy on the other side of the phone. He sounded like, let's see. He sounded exactly like the guy on the other side of the phone in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. Five Nights at Freddy's game. Hello, super nerdy. Like, hello, hi, hello, guys, hello, yeah. Oh my God, bro, it was her. Hello, oh my God, baby, Sweetums cakes. Oh my God, it's so good to hear you. He's saying all the goofiest lovey-dovey shit, guys, and we're hearing all of this, and I look at the Masked King Shaggy Rogers. The Masked King Shaggy Rogers has himself pressed up against the wall, like holding his mask, trying not to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Noah Rogers, you know what I'm saying, bro, he's holding his face. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, he's got his shirt over his nose and shit, trying to hold in the laughter. It's terrifying, right, bro? Homeboy, I shit you not. He's like, hey, baby, ooh, it's so good to hear you, ooh. And the homie root in, and I'm only gonna do the woman voice that he did because y'all are awesome. You know what I'm saying? So W's in the chat to Masked King Shaggy Rogers. W's in the chat to Supreme Troy Maserati. If where? You know what I'm saying? Noah Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, Troy, he's in the room. You know what I'm saying? He's covering his eyes and his face, trying not to burst out with laughter. We're bursting at the seams because we can't laugh, but we're laughing. We're laughing quietly amongst ourselves. And we're laughing so loud quietly, even though we're holding it in, we're so loud that freaking the homie, he puts his hand over the phone, he presses mute, he's like, yo, everybody be quiet, stop. And he presses his button off the mute, and he's like, hey, baby, ooh, it's good to hear from you. I'll never forget this nigga's woman voice. I'll never forget this nigga's woman voice. Hey, baby, ooh, it's good to hear from you. How are you doing? So I'm just like, nigga, no. Nigga, don't. Bro, the Masked King Shaggy Rogers is jumping in the air at how funny this is, bro. It's just, bro, you can't hold this type of laughter in. It's too hard to hold that laughter in, bro. So, dude on the other side of the phone is, ooh, baby, yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Ooh, baby, you need something? I'll give you anything if you do what we always do over the phone. Oh God, I'm serious. I wish I was joking. You wish I was joking. I wish this was made up. So it's at this point that I realized that my homeboy not only does he have a sugar daddy, this nigga's been having phone sex with this nigga. My nigga was having phone sex with his sugar nigga. over the phone, bruh. I'm like, nigga. So my homeboy, mind you, once we reach 27 more in super chat, you know what I'm saying, we will unlock his name. You know what I'm saying? But my homeboy, he okay, I'll tell you guys what, you know what I'm saying? We could do a different super chat. All right, we could do a different unlockable. Cause I don't want to go into like complete detail as to what the conversation when they were sexting, because they had phone sex in front of all of us. Nigga! Think of how traumatized we was, chat. Yo, if we reach the next 65 in super chat, we will unlock their whole phone. No, that's if we reach 100 in super chat, cause it's fucked. It's bad, nigga. This is how bad it is. It's Outlast bad. You guys remember the scene when you like climb that ledge inside the cell and you go over the walls completely dark, but your camera comes up, it's night vision, and you see a dude who looks at you in Outlast and he hisses, ah! And then another dude gets up because he was just boning a dead body, a dead dude in front of you. And he's like, wait, that's sick, super sick. You like to watch? It was that bad, bro. It was that bad. So yo, once we reach the next 100 in super chat, we will unlock their entire phone sex conversation that they had in front of us. Don't do it, man. Nobody do it. It's worse than you think it is. It's worse than you think it is. Okay, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? What time is it where you guys are at currently? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What time is it here? Oh, boy. It's bad. Oh, yeah. What time is it? Because I ain't got my phone on me. You know what I'm saying? What time is it where you guys are at? Because I don't got my phone on me. Okay, so with that being said, my homeboy, he says, yo, guys, you know, hey, baby, I want you to send me some cheddar, you know, send me some money so I can get me a pizza. I'm hungry. And he says, the dude over the phone says, well, baby, you know what I'm gonna need you to do for daddy. If you want me to send some money, I'll send all the money you need. Just you know what I need. And then I'm sorry, guys. I'm seeing this in my brain as I'm describing it to you guys, and I'm dying laughing in my mind. Like, yo, what's up, Russ? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh my God. Don't. Yo, what's up, Shorty? What's up, Shorty Angel? What's up, Mary Compton? Yo, what's up, Damian Barnes? You know what I'm saying? Yo, we reach the next 100 in super chat. I'll tell you guys the entire freaking phone sex conversation. Otherwise, but I will tell you guys this, okay? Get out of here if you're a child. If someone sends the super chat to unlock this part of the story, this hidden part of the story, you get the hell out of here, okay? You can't hear this, okay? And don't you clip any of this conversation either, all right? And don't you clip this if we reach that. Don't you clip that. Don't clip that. Don't you dare clip that. Of course. So, with that being said, we're they have phone sex in front of all of us. The goddamn humanity, man. You haven't seen terror until you heard this conversation. You haven't heard true scary shit. This shit was diabolical. It was bad. With that being said, it's probably good that we don't tell that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, type of 1 in the chat. If we reach the next 100 in super chat, you guys want to unlock that hidden part of the story. Type of 2 in the chat. If we should just act like it didn't happen. If we should edit that out. You know what I'm saying? Because we can edit that out. It's bad. Yo, I get paid Wednesday. Yo, that's awesome that you get paid on Wednesday, Brody. Yo, if what's up? We're getting a lot of ones. Okay, oh God. Yo, so I just want to know if we should count the super chats towards that. If that's the case, we just reached 10. You know what I'm saying? 90 more, and I'm telling you guys the story, the whole conversation. But we're gonna speed past that for now. So they have this they have the phone sex in front of us. And it's bad. It's real bad. After that, you know what I mean? After they get done doing long distance snoo over the phone in front of all of us, then, you know, Rudan, the homie, because we reached enough to tell the name. His name is Rudan C. You know what I'm saying? Look him up. Go check him out. He's goddamn hilarious. Just tell him when you guys go to his page, BlastphamousHD sends love, healing energy, and tons of bags of hot Cheetos. Say that to him. He'll know what you guys are talking about. Yo, that's what's up. All right, understandable, Hayden. W's in the chat to if. Yo, that's awesome that when you get paid on Wednesday, you want to come through and show some love to the BHD Army, you know what I'm saying, and get some hidden parts of stories. You know what I'm saying? All right, so with all the ones you guys sent through, once we reach 90 more in super chat, I'll tell you guys the entire phone, the whole phone sex conversation they had, and I'll go into detail. I'll tell it all. It's bad. So with that being said, we the dude, you know, the homie Rudan, he's on the phone and he's telling the guy, you know, he's still using his female accent and whatnot. The guy sends the money. We ordered a pizza. You know what I'm saying? And then the dude calls back again after Rudan gets off the phone with him. And he's like, ooh, baby, I want to do it again. Let's do all of the sick, nasty stuff over the phone. Okay, so just to give you guys a bit of a, just to let you guys know how bad the hidden part of the story is, Rudan C made him do stuff, unspeakable things to himself over the phone and then taste it. It's way worse than you think. It's way worse than you think. It's always worse than you think, chat. See, I've been dumbing my stories down because I didn't want to tell the real stuff. Like if this was a BHD story time on YouTube, I would edit out the nasty conversation. You know? But when y'all come to the live streams, y'all get to hear it up front. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, type of 1 in the chat if you guys can hear everything I'm saying. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys cannot hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs in the chat to the Mass King Shaggy Rogers. W's in the chat to if where. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Mary Compton? Hey, where are you guys from? Let me know where all of you guys are from in the chat. So with that being said, the the dude over the phone, he's like, yo, you know, my dad just walked in on us doing stuff to himself from the instructions via Rudan C was giving him with the phone sex through over the phone. And he's like, yo, my dad walked in and caught me. So, you know, what do I do? And we all just start busting out like, this shit sound like a damn skit. I'm like, bro, there's no way real life is this goddamn interesting. How the fuck is life this goddamn interesting? This motherfucking interesting, bro. The homie comes over. We filmed the most funniest skit we've ever filmed in our lives. And this nigga has a sugar daddy that sends him money that he has a sext with over the phone in order to get the money from him. So after that, you know what I'm saying? You can hear in the background the dude's dad walking in on him again. Fucking what the guy, let's say his name is Steve. Steve, what the fuck are you doing? What sick shit are you on the phone again? What the bro, so with that being said, I'll tell you guys the rest of that nasty, nasty story once we unlock that mug. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Yo, so where the hell is my other phone? All right, so type a yes in the chat if you guys have ever heard my story about me walking in on my homeboy boning a baby goat. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard the story of me walking in on my homeboy who was boning a baby goat. I know, see, Damien's heard it. I know. Grimm's heard it. LMG said, okay, look, I'm done. I'm done. These stories are way worse than we thought. Way worse. Okay, so a lot of you guys have not heard it. Oh, well, Vegito, you've heard it. But most of you guys haven't heard it. Like, it is nasty as hell. It's nasty as hell. Get this. Okay, so type a 20 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys a story about when I joined the Ku Klux Klan. It's way worse than it sounds. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of when I walked in on my homeboy boning goats. Yeah, I know. It's wild. Yeah, I know. 1, and I can't call him homeboy after that. That's what's up. All right, sure. You know what I'm saying? We will. So you guys want to hear that story more than the goat story. Deal. All right, sure. Let's figure out the unlockable. Okay, so type a 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the phone sex conversation that Rudan C had with his sugar father over the phone once we reach the next 90 in super chat. Type 2 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys a crazier story than me joining the Ku Klux Klan, because I don't have a crazier story than that phone sex conversation. That shit is cooked. That shit's diabolical. That shit's wild. Just nasty. Just nasty. Nasty. Okay, so we're going to tell the Ku Klux Klan story right now. All right, so this is how I joined the Ku Klux Klan on accident. I accidentally joined the Ku Klux Klan. Oh boy. So this is what happened. So there was I was living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? I was living in Joshua Village projects. And back then, I didn't have very many places to go play video games, right? So at that point in time, I had fallen in love with a little game I like to call World of Warcraft. Now, when I fell in love with World of Warcraft, I came to a realization very quickly that playing World of Warcraft is motherfucking expensive. You know what I'm saying? So expensive that you got to have like a $9,000 computer back then just to run the motherfucker, right? So now the way to get around that is to find a LAN center. I found a LAN center. This place was called Cyberpunks. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of unlockable stories about Cyberpunks Oh boy. But we gonna tell the story about the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I'm saying? Now, once we reach 90 in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the story, the whole freaking phone sex conversation between my homeboy Rudan and his sugar daddy, Steve, and the nasty, sick shit that Rudan had Steve do to himself over the phone. We heard it all. We heard it all. And we're just like, I am not an easily shooken man. I'm not easily shook. You know what I'm saying? But that shit shook me at the core. I was like, what type of nasty shit? So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm in the projects. I'm going to this land center called Cyberpunks. I go into Cyberpunks and they're having like a really big movie night. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's there. It's crowded up in there. I go up in there. You know, this is my first night there. I'm cracking jokes, having a good time. I run into this big old group of people, great group of motherfuckers with a bunch of insignias all over their coats. They look like biker gang people, right? So I go up in there. I'm cracking jokes. And this dude, you know what I mean? One of the dudes in the biker gang, you know what I'm saying? He sees me. And he's like, hey man, where you from? I'm like, oh yeah, I was born in Compton, but I live out here now, you know. And then I start telling him some stories. And when I start telling stories, the stories are the same type of stories I'm telling you guys. So all of his other group of all of his other biker brothers, they all crowd around me, right? So we all start talking and whatnot. Now, I didn't notice that they were a part of the Ku Klux Klan back then. If I did know, I wouldn't have done what I did next. Now, the leader of their group was a Mexican dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God. Not going to say his name. You know what I'm saying? Once we reach 20 in Super Chat, we will unlock his name. And that goes towards unlocking the sickening phone ditty stuff that they did in front of us. So, go edit that out. God, edit the truth. Edit the truth out. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Henry, he starts roasting me. So I start roasting homie. I start roasting Henry back, figuring this is a playful banter, right? Playful roast. I start roasting Henry so good, he starts losing the roast battle and he gets mad. He starts like getting real mad and sinking and getting real quiet and, you know, full of anxiety and shit. So when I win the roast battle, I start roasting him harder to show him to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to come in here and have a good time. And if you want to roast me for it, I'm going to embarrass you in front of everyone that loves you. And then they're going to start loving me because I grew up in the hood and we do this shit. At the hood schools, you can't go to public schools unless you know how to roast. Nigga. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, me and the dude, he just told you his name. Don't even need the super chat now. So, you know, me and Henry, you know what I'm saying? We're roasting back and forth. He loses, gets real mad. His friend, who was his right-hand man in the Ku Klux Klan, who was later on I found out was a right-hand man in the Ku Klux Klan, he leans over and he says to me, and he's like, yo, he pulls out his knife to reiterate his next point. He pulls out his knife and he's like, yo, if you say any more fucking words to my friend Henry, I'm gonna fucking kill you. He stares me into the windows of my soul. One of two times I've ever looked a man that deeply into his eyes. And he's like, if you say one more fucking word about my friend, I'm gonna fucking gut you like a fish. I'll kill you. I will. He didn't call me the N-word or nothing. He didn't do any of that. He just said he's gonna kill me. And I believed him based on the look on his face. So I stopped roasting and I changed the subject and we had joked about other stuff. And because of that, I became super duper really close friends with all of those. I thought they were white people gangbangers, not knowing that white gangs have different names from black gangs. Like black gangs are usually called Crips, Bloods, Gersons. White people gangs is usually called, I don't know, Ku Klux Klan. Not a lot of people, not a lot of white gangs, but that's one of them, I suppose. Yeah, bad joke. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Henry, you know, me and Henry, we become really, really cool because I understand that if I don't be friends with this motherfucker, I'm gonna get shot or stabbed. So, because of that, I very politely start cracking jokes about other stuff. We be all become friends. Now, fast forward about 6 months into me coming to Cyberpunks regularly, playing video games and hanging out with Henry and all of his friends and his brotherhood and whatnot. I find out that the night I found out that they were the Ku Klux Klan is we all decide to play taser tag, right? And taser tag is one person gets a taser, everyone has to try to catch this one person. Yo, W's in the chat to if where. Yo, I got a crazy story for you. Yo, I love that you got a crazy story for me, Brody. BHD, there was a dude at my school who snitched and got his own cousin pregnant and went to school bragging. Bro, what happened next? You can't leave us on that cliffhanger. Oh, God. Yo, I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing good as well. Yeah. So, with that being said, one night we all decided to play taser tag. Taser tag is when one of the homies brought in the taser. He's like, yo, we're gonna play taser tag. And I'm like, yo, what's taser tag? He's like, yo, so one person has to run and from everyone, and if everybody can catch him and hold him down, the person with the taser catches up with him and tases him. It sounded very, very festive to me because, you know, I'm from the hood. I'm used to running and hopping gates. I'm like, these motherfuckers can't catch me. We play taser tag. These motherfuckers get in their van and chase me down. These motherfuckers are all in this big ass white fucking van that looked like a van from the 70s. It's real big, like a Cheech and Chong van. Real long, real wide. It's built like a vertical like a vertical rectangle. You know what I'm saying? Like a big box on wheels. It was built like the Scooby-Doo van. Built just like the Scooby-Doo van. These motherfuckers get in the Scooby-Doo van and they're all chasing me down. They open up the latch door on the side. One guy's hanging out of the side of it with a taser. Woo! Revving the taser. Woo! And they're chasing me down, but they couldn't catch me because I'm on foot and they're in a van and, you know, they can only follow the streets. These motherfuckers drive down an alley trying to chase me. They couldn't catch me. I hid on the roof of Macy's to get away from these motherfuckers. Also on the roof of a dentist street place in order to get away from these motherfuckers. They never caught me. They couldn't catch me. Never caught me. They almost tricked me into getting caught, but I was able to, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get out of there. So with that being said, we ended up catching one of the homies and they tased him and it was really, really funny, right? So, yeah, see, the chat wants to hear the story. If for real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, all right, so with that being said, where are you guys from? You know what I'm saying? Where are you guys from? You know what I mean? So, with that being said, the guy, after they get done playing taser tag, after we all get done playing taser tag, they said they wanted to take a picture. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be mad funny. You know, we should take a picture. And then the guys are like, oh yeah, the picture we're taking. Well, we want to, like have one person down and have them hog tied. Yo, W's the chat to Warforge. Yo, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable. Yeah. Yo, yeah, that's real shit. The person who got their cousin pregnant was probably nicknamed Alabama. Yo, Warforge, what's up, Brody? So, yo, Warforge comes up into the land center and whatnot. He hangs out with everybody for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He's cool peoples. He watches anime, you know what I'm saying? And he rolls out, you know what I'm saying? If rolls through, you know what I'm saying? He comes up and he plays World of Warcraft with everybody. Yo, what's up, if? Yo, so, if says he got jumped by two freshmen and got his ass beat by a special needs dude. Damn! And the guy tries to act all hard and then went home crying. Yo, yep. There's nothing worse than the guy that tries to act real hard and then goes home crying. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Men and women. You know what I'm saying? Cats and dogs, ducks, squirrels, you know what I'm saying? Like hula hoops, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So they tell me that they want me to lay down face first for the picture on the pavement so that they can put their feet on the back of me and then have a rifle like they were hunting me and they caught me. And I'm like, no, that's no good. Now, I say no to that. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. Also, once we reach 80 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the secret story of the phone call that was phone sex, but it was terrible, horrible phone sex, guys. When I tell you this story, you guys are gonna lose your freaking shits. You're gonna lose your freaking shits. It's gonna be the most entertaining thing you've ever heard in your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have my blessing to go and tell people. You know what I'm saying? Just don't tell Drama Alert. You know, don't tell anyone on the internet. You know, no one needs to know this happened. You know, after I tell you guys this story, because it's obviously we're probably going to have to tell it at some point. You know, I will be neuralizing everyone as per a meme of Will Smith neuralizing people from the Men in Black movie that I'm going to put on screen. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that understandable Warforged. Yeah, getting beat up, yo. Yeah, that's understandable that he damned his pride that day, Warforged. You know what I'm saying? Him getting beat up by a special needs dude sucks. Freaking sucks. One time I had to fight a special needs dude, man. Didn't even know he was special needs until I hit him. You know, type of one in the chat if you guys want that to be the next story after the other stories. Type of two in the chat if the next story you guys want to hear is the story about how a girl tried to say that I got her pregnant. She tried to frame me for pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? That's a good one. That's a good one. Understandable, Damian Barnes. No spamming though. My mod squads, they're always up in here. They're always lurking. So, with that being said, our super chatters, for every dollar you guys super chat through, it all goes towards our next animated BHD story time and the next Young Child Support album, because I'm writing music and we got new stuff coming out. You know what I'm saying? Got to get up in the booth. The booth is not as cheap as I would like for it to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. All right. So, with that being said, 3 years go by, right? 3 years in the future, I go to Henry's house. I go to Henry's house, walk through the front door. They tell me to come through because it's a kickback. Everyone's going to be there. I get there. You know what I'm saying? I walk in. Everyone's watching The Price is Right on this big U-shaped couch in the living room. I go sit down in the kitchen and, you know, at the little wooden kitchen table and the wooden chair right on the very hard wood floors, very wooden floors. So I'm sitting there 15 minutes into watching The Price is Right. Now he's got 15 of his homeboys in the living room. And this is the exact moment I knew that they were all Ku Klux Klan. I look up, they've got deer heads and like, you know, killed. They got a whole bunch of freaking murdered animals all over the freaking walls. You know what I'm saying? They've got guns and crossbows. And right next to all of that stuff, painted nicely in the corner, is a freaking Ku Klux Klan flag. So I'm like, shit. But I've known them for 3 years, and we were so freaking close. I didn't figure they'd do anything to me aside from the guy who threatened to murder me, you know, the first time I met him. With that being said, I'm sitting there in the kitchen, and I want you guys to lock in for this story because it's fucked. And this is not, I'm telling y'all this, it didn't even need to be unlocked, but it's fucked. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to the Mass King Shaggy Rogers. W's in the chat to our super chatters. You know what I'm saying? This is an extra, the unlockable story extra. So, I'm sitting there at the kitchen table and I'm watching The Price is Right. That's to my left. To my right, I hear my homeboy's Henry's door open. It unlocks and it opens. It opens just enough for something to trot through. I hear the little trots. You know what I'm saying? The little hooves, because goats have hooves. I look over and I make eye contact with the baby goat wearing hot hot pink two-piece lingerie bathing suit set. A white baby goat with black horns and black patches on its eyes, wearing a two-piece hot pink bathing suit swim set. It's lingerie, nigga, on a baby goat. And it's hard for it not to be exactly what the fuck it looks like when it's a baby goat in hot pink lingerie. I look over and I see this. And inside my brain, I'm just like, but I can't do that in real life because I'd already been threatened to be stabbed and killed by these Ku Klux Klan members. They've got a Ku Klux Klan flag up in the house. They've got guns, crossbows, dead animal carcasses. They're obviously willing to kill for what they believe in. And unfortunately for me, they believed in goat play. Goat snoo. Cuddling with goats from the inside, men. Don't do it. So, immediately in my brain when I see this shit, it flashes in my head all the conversations I had with Henry. And all the times he's told me that women don't give him snoo. He's not getting any sex from women, and they won't give him any, and he's got women problems. The one woman he's dating treats him like shit, but doesn't give him any cheeks. It's grossly apparent what the fuck this is. Yo, W's in the chat to if. Yo! Oh my God, yes. Yo, it's awesome that you would have to give that guy a 3-piece because he snitched on my homie and got him arrested. Yeah, yo, that's for real. I like that you're a ride or die type of dude for your homeboys and that you would give that guy a 3-piece for snitching on your homie. That's freaking wild. You know what I'm saying? Yo, guys, once we reach... Okay. Oh my God. Once we reach 70 more in Super Chat, men, I will tell you guys the horrifyingly dirty, unlockable, nasty phone sex story that my homeboy had with his sugar daddy in front of us. When you guys hear the story, you're gonna both motherfucking love me and motherfucking hate me because it's fucked. It's sick. It's depraved. It's love. It's true love. Oh boy. If that's love, I'm gonna need never to get love. If that's what love is, man, I'm gonna need never to get that. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? A goat play is awful. Goat play is diabolical. Goat play is beneath us. You know what I'm saying? So he's been telling me about all the horrible luck he's had with women, how women treat him so shitty, and it all made sense. It all clicked all at once. That's why I've always sensed that these motherfuckers is low-key weird. Way too weirdly aggressive to outsiders. That's because they're protecting their secret. They be cuddling with goats from the inside, nigga. Niggas don't. Ku Klux Klan don't. That's low even from them niggas, man. That's low. That's under. That's under. Like if you see a table and you see somebody under that, you get under that motherfucker. Under. God damn. That is the low life by The Weeknd in Future. Low life. But anyway, so the goat trots out the room, baas a couple times, I'm just like, nigga. It makes goat noises. I'm like, nigga. This has to be a fucking prank or a joke. Where's Ashton Kutcher? Huh? Either Ashton Kutcher or Vitali is gonna come out of a room. We got you, man. We don't fucking goats. We don't own a heavy petting zoo, nigga. So, right at that moment, my homeboy Henry walks out of his room, walks past the goat in his boxer shorts, further, doubling down that this is what this was. I'm not the type of person to want to ever see a dude in his boxers. I'm not that type of guy. So with that being said, they was fucking. They just got done. They just got finished. He still got pre-smashed wood and shit. He walks this wood head ass, wearing nothing but his boxers, walks into the kitchen, opens up the fridge, pulls out a big carton of orange juice, Sunny D. swigs half the carton, puts the half a carton, put the carton back in the fridge, and then he walks back towards his room, scoops up the baby goat in one arm on the way, goes back into the room, and closes the door, leaving me in possibly what has to be the most uncomfortable silence I've ever been a part of in my life. You know what I'm saying? Now, we'll unlock the hidden ending. You know what I'm saying? If we reach the next 70 in Super Chat, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you guys the hidden ending of this story, and we'll unlock the hidden ending of the guy on girl guy phone sex call that my homeboy Rudan C called with the homie. I don't know what he was, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was. For real, for real. Yeah, that's wild. Can you guys, what would you guys have done in that situation if you were me? What would you guys do? What do you do? I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. Yeah. Goat play is awful. For real, for real. Man. Yeah, I'll be out of there too. Hey guys, make sure to jump into the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Mod Squad, thank you guys for keeping the chat clean. You know what I'm saying? You guys are freaking awesome. Yo, all right, so once we reach 70 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys that the hidden ending of that story and the hidden ending of the other story. We'll unlock them mugs, man. Bruh. Oh my God. Yeah. Immediately leave. Yeah, well, that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't work. Guess what? If you immediately leave without saying anything, they're going to know you're weirded out. And they're going to know that you're not into goat play. Guess what? Now you're an op because they don't want anyone else to know. So they've got to, you got to play it off in a way as to where you got to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yo, W's in the chat, man. All right, you guys. So I'm about to go grab my other phone. You know what I'm saying? Tell you guys a different story while we work on some of these unlockables. Until we hit the unlockables. Oh, there it is. But yeah, right. Jaguar. What's up, Jesus? What's up, Sonny? All right, so what time is it where you guys are at? You know what I'm saying? Yo, so this one time I did a drive-by mooning. You know what I'm saying? I did a drive. We did, me and my friends used to go drive-by mooning. You know what I'm saying? And drive-by mooning is when you pretty much, we call it seek and destroy. Now, seek and destroy is when you driving, you know what I'm saying? You pick a target and then you moon the target. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can either press or hang. Now, pressing is when you press your cheeks up against, you pull your pants down, press your cheeks up against the windshield, your window, you know what I'm saying? And the other person gets a horrible view of a pressed ham up against the window. You just drive by. So, you know what I'm saying? But the other one, a hang, is when you pull your pants down and you just hang your anus out the back of the car. So we were drive-by mooning down the strip, you know what I'm saying? And we ran into this taxi driver who looked like he was just having the worst day. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to do a press on him. You know what I'm saying? I pressed my butt cheeks against the wall. He up against the freaking window. He sees it and freaks out and drives his car, crashes his car into the side of, in front of a hotel on the strip. Diabolical. All right, you guys. But yeah, that happened. Yo, if I send 20, will y'all help pay to unlock the story? Yo, if says, type of 1 in the chat. If sends 20, you guys will help him send the rest to unlock the rest of the story. Type of 2 in the chat. If you got kids. You know what I'm saying? 9 kids by 11 different women. What the hell? It's like we have like 19 different chats. Yeah. But the title of the story is real. You know what I'm saying? Accidentally went on a date with a Thai lady boy. Oh boy. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. I know I was chat from a while ago. What's up, dog? Yo, what's up, B More? Hey, what's up, Dolan? What's up, Dalen? Yo, SE Alabama. All right, you guys, once we reach 70 more in Super Chat, I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to unlock the story of my homeboy having phone sex with his sugar daddy in front of all of us. Details, man. I'm gonna tell all the details. Oh my God. So, peep game, right? Back when I used to live in the projects, right? Matter of fact, type of 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the scariest dating story that I've ever seen happen to someone else in front of me. Type of 2 in the chat, and it was embarrassing as hell. Type of 1 in the chat, you guys want to hear that story. Type of 2 in the chat, if you guys want to hear the story of my most embarrassing moment going to school. Yeah. 1 in the chat, if you guys want to hear the story of so what was the first story? You know what I'm saying? It looks like you guys want number 1. You guys are listening. I like that you guys be paying attention. Yo, so what was the name of number 1? That's what's up. What's up, Adam Sandler? What's up, FNAF Gamer? What's up, Tony? What's up, Purple? Yo, what's up, Warforge? W in the chat for Warforge. W in the chat for if. Yo. Our top viewers of the night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is the Mass King Shaggy Rogers, Supreme Troy, and if. Our number 1 super chatter of the night, of tonight, gets their name. The person with the most XP points gets their name in the title of tomorrow's BHD Storytime stream. Understandable. All right, you guys. Yo, so Adam, Tony, Purple, what was number 1? What was the option for number 1? Yeah. Yo, what's up, Justin? Yo, appreciate the compliment. All right, so dang, because I wanted to tell you guys number 1. Number 1. Oh! Number 1 is really bad. Okay, I remember number 1. This is the scariest dating situation I've ever seen in my life. So, now, if we reach the 70 in Super Chat before we reach the, within the next 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Then, oh my God, I'll add in the story about my other homeboy whose girlfriend was a guy. We'll add it in. W's in the chat if. Yo, did you see the story I put in the chat about the security guard? I'm gonna go up and check, Brody. I got you. If we about to go check that mug. Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking for it. I don't know if they put it up. Can you type it out again? You don't need to super chat it though, because I should be able to see your message. Understandable. Yo, Yeah, because they put a number 3 next to your name. So say it again for me and I got you. All right, so this is what happened. I'm gonna need a whole lot of lemonade for this one. So this is what happened. My homeboy set us up on a double date when I used to live back in the projects, right? Joshua Village Projects. Joshua, what? So he hits me up. He's like, yo, I got these 2 females. They're complete and agreeable. It's a double date. I need you to come through. I'm like, I got you, bruh. Cool. He brings the females through. You know, the female that's for me, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. She wasn't super duper attractive. You know what I'm saying? These girls were like 6s, adjustable 6s at best. So with that being said, I'm just like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we leave and we go to the jacuzzi or the pool. We go to the pool / jacuzzi, you know what I'm saying? And once we get to the pool / jacuzzi, yo, once we reach, once we reach 65 more in Super Chat, we will tell you guys the nastiest phone conversation you guys have ever heard. It's depraved, I tell you. Depraved, damn it. So, with that being said, we go on the date, you know what I'm saying? And, so we kicking it with the chicks. We go over to, okay, cool. I got you. Yo, I saw this security guard see their daughter doing the nasty with this white boy in the school restroom. And it was the 4th time she got caught. It's the 4th time she caught her daughter. That's wild that that's the 4th time she caught her daughter. Damn, how did she catch her daughter? Like, why was she in school? How old was her daughter? Damn. So with that being said, what's up, Blue Shelly? With that being said, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Warforge? What's up, Justin? What's up, FNAF? So with that being said, we go to jacuzzi. We're in the jacuzzi. I'm talking with my date. He's talking with his date. While he's talking with his date, you know what I'm saying? He's just like, oh, you know, everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. So I really start focusing on my date. I'm not focusing on him at all. And I hear a bunch of split splashing, right? I look over and they're boning in the jacuzzi right next to us. This has become human soup. I'm like, motherfucker, what? So I'm like, so I get up. You know what I'm saying? I get the fuck out of there. I'm like, what the fuck? So me and my date, we get the fuck out the water like someone just saw a shark in this motherfucker. We get up, run out the goddamn 14, and the guy was 19. Yeah, that's freaking gross. Not cool. Not cool, dude, from that story. It's really wild that she was 14, the guy was 19. And, you know, there's one in every family. There's 3 in mine. Technically 5, actually. So, with that being said, the girl, she's like, the story. Oh, so me and my date, we leave, we start walking. We're just hanging out, talking, kicking it and whatnot. And, you know, at a certain point, we realize that we're not compatible. We don't like each other. So I turn around, you know, to mind you, my homeboy, we're going to say his name was Terrell, right? Terrell, what am I drinking? Chick-fil-A lemonade. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, my homeboy, we're going to say his name was T. T was 22. You know what I'm saying? I was 16. I saw T as one of my older homeboys. You know what I'm saying? T was my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I leave. I come back like 20 minutes later. We come back to where the jacuzzi, they're done. And they're like, yo, you know, yeah. So we go elsewhere. We swim for a little bit. We hang out. So after that day, me and T don't hang out for like 6 months because him and that girl start taking each other very seriously. As they're taking each other seriously, T calls me one day on the phone. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to my girlfriend's house to pick her up. You should come too, so we can get some food together. I'm like, ah, yeah, that sounds good. Mind you, I'm 16, he's 22. We walk to his girlfriend's house, which is like 5 projects away from where the projects we live in. We get to his house, we get to her house. We knock on the door, right? T knocks on the door. I stand back because I don't know him like that. I don't know her like that. They stand back. So T knocks on the door. Freaking, we're going to say the girl's name is Shaquita, right? So Shaquita, you know what I'm saying? She says, you know, Shaquita's mom comes to the door. She answers the door and she's like, yo, who are you here for? And my homeboy T's like, yo, I'm here for Shaquita, right? Tell me why. Shaquita's mom turns around and she's like, yo, Shaquita, you got company, your boyfriend is here. And then she gets ready to leave, but before she leaves, she turns back around, she's like, wait, hold up. How old are you again? And T confidently exclaims, you know what I'm saying, thinking that Shaquita's 19 because that's what she told him. T says to Shaquita's mom, oh, I'm 22, because he's very polite to women's moms, right? With that being said, Sushi says, your daughter enjoyed my meat last night. Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell poor Sushi? Poor thing. You have my greatest pity, Sushi. Oh boy. So, with that being said, but yeah, make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. So with that being said, Shaquita's mom looks T dead in his face and says, how old do you think my daughter is? T. T says, 19? She told me she was 19. T's mom looks, Shaquita's mom looks T directly in the face, leans forward and says, boy, my daughter's 13 years old. That's the most, so when I say T broke, I could hear his heart crash. Not because he had just inadvertently did 6 nasty things, but also because he was in love with this woman. You know what I'm saying? He loved this woman, you know what I'm saying? And like he for real, like really liked her. Yo, if you want advice, Jason the Panda, you know what I'm saying? There's a 10 in super chat it through. I'll give you advice, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The better the super chat, the better the advice. Now, if you guys want to super chat to your boy directly, super chat directly through the tip jar via the link down in the comment section. It is pinned. You know what I'm saying? I will be shouting you guys out. Anybody that super chats anything through, you guys will be getting the greatest super chat shout out of your wife. Oh, nice. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. I'm looking at something. Dang it. You know what I'm saying? Dang it. All right, so with that being said, yeah, my homeboy accidentally boned a 13-year-old. She might have been 12. She was probably 12, but it's bad. She told him she was 19. He didn't check her ID. That story right there is the reason why I asked for ID regardless of who the chick says she is, or no matter how old she says she is, she got to show me the ID to get the D. Hold on, guys. Easy see make gaming. All right, so let's see. But yeah, man, I talked to him after that happened, bro, and he was never the same after that, bro. I can legitimately say that my homie T was never the same after that crazy crap happened, man. Wildest situation in the world, bro. Wildest situation, bro. Yeah. I watched the stream the other day until the man said 13-year-old is grown women by definition. I never even heard that. Oh. Oh. All right, you guys. So. That's wild. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? My next story time is going to be. Can't tell that story. Yo, my ex that I was talking about earlier was dating 15-year-old and she was 20. Yo, for 20 in Super Chat, we'll tell an extra unlockable story about how I was 8 years old when this 32-year-old, like my 32-year-old babysitter, tried to smush with your boy. I was freaking 8, and she was 32. She was a friend of the family. She dated you when I was 14 and she was 18. That's wild. Good for you though. That's wild, A99. Understandable. It's understandable you just got here. Yeah. Hey, if you said she dated you and you were, dang, that's wild that she would do that. Oh my God. Yo, type a 1 in the chat if you guys have ever accidentally been tricked into going on a date with a dude. You know what I'm saying? And you're a dude and you're not into dudes. Type a 2 in the chat if you've never been tricked into going on a date with a dude. You know what I'm saying? What? What? Damn. Understandable. Understandable, men. We are learning every single day. Your dad was a veteran? Yo, that's awesome that your dad was a veteran, Brody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Tay James? Hey, what's up? What's up, if? That's what's up. Yo, you guys got good energy tonight, man. Yo, if you got hella good energy, bro, appreciate you. Huh? Yo, where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? Hey, what's up, Tay? What's up, Dylan? Hey, what's up, A99? AN99? What's up, FNAF Gamer? Virginia, that's cool that you're from Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's hella cool that you're from Canada, CS2. Yo, that's what's up that you're from Mississippi, Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I have never visited those places. You know what I mean? All right, so our next 3 super chatters are going to be characters. All right, so our next 3 super chatters, regardless of the amount, are going to be the characters in our next story time. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm looking up some of the stories and whatnot. Oh my God. Why they tried to smash. Best friends. Okay, so, type a yes in the chat if I ever told you guys the story of when this chick paid me $1,500 just to look at her nudes and it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Type a yes in the chat if you guys have heard that story. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. Understandable that you. That's good that you never make that mistake again, Brody. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what's up, Jordan Holmes? Yeah, you guys haven't heard that story. Understandable. Just writing, just showing you guys, just listing off some of the ones I've done. Some of the ones I want to tell you guys. Let's see. Type of yes in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of me getting stabbed 8 times in the head. Right here. Type of no in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. You guys see that dent? Wee. There was no long-lasting injury though. You know what I'm saying? Just got stabbed 8 times in the head. Yo, Grim of Night, you've heard that mug. FNAF Gaming hasn't heard it. 15 pounds haven't heard it. Jordan Holmes has heard it. Yeah. I'll be liking to do this to figure out which stories I haven't told you guys yet. Yeah. All right, so got 2 no's, 3 yeses. Okay, so I think most of you guys have heard this story. Okay, so 3 no's, 3 yeses. Type of yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story of my first time getting stabbed when I was 12 in the rib or whatever, in the kidney, in the back. Type of no in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. Type of yes in the chat if you guys have heard that story. Type of no in the chat if you guys haven't heard that story. That's wild. Dang. Understandable. Understandable. Jex Gaming, he's heard it. Jex, you are at all of my lives, bro. You are awesome, and I appreciate you. You are super duper loyal. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Christopher says no. All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about the first time I ever got stabbed. Once we reach the next 70 in Super Chat, you know what I'm saying? Once we finish off that Super Chat milestone and get all the unlockable stories. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about the time I got stabbed 8 times in the head by my own brother. KT stabbed me 8 times in the head, in the face. Tried to kill me over my own girlfriend. He was trying to smash my live-in girlfriend at the time. And she told him, well, in order to do it, you got to take your brother out. And he stabs me 8 times in the face. Yay, woo, no, I don't know why you don't hang out with your brother. I don't get it, guys. Nigga. Nut. I'll tell you guys what. If we reach, okay, so type of 1 in the chat. If you guys want to reset the Super Chat milestone to 100, and then just 100 flat, and then just tell you guys both stories, how first time I got stabbed, and then when I got stabbed 8 times in the head. Once we reach the Super Chat milestone, type of 2 in the chat if you guys want me to tell them separately. One when we get to 50, and then the other one when we get to the next 50. You know what I'm saying? 1s and 2s, or you guys want to just wait and hear them both at the same time. Yeah, dealer's choice. Ones and 2s. Understandable. No reset. You know what I'm saying? So that means, I think it's like 65 to get to the rest of that story. Understandable if. That's real. So with that being said, once we reach the next 70 in Super Chat, the next 65 in Super Chat, you know what I'm saying? We will be telling the story of the most disgusting phone sex I've ever had happen in front of me. It's bad. I be trying to get around that one, man. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. Hey, winter squash, you should take a shower. A cold shower. If you're going through that. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so. Ooh, this story is embarrassing, guys. This one's embarrassing. This one's embarrassing. Okay, I had to prepare myself. So, back when I was in foster care, I was one of my foster moms. Her name was Miss Reed. You know what I'm saying? She literally beat me every day after church, pretty much. And the reason why she beat me with a paddle, she beat me and my younger brother KT with the paddle up to the point where we're throwing up and bleeding and shit. She beat the crap out of us because we wouldn't catch the Holy Ghost in church. Because when we were in church, we wouldn't fake it and just start screaming, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" So she used to beat the dog shit out of us when we got home from church because we wouldn't catch the Holy Ghost enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. I know, right? So with that being said, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with religion, by the way. Love it all. You know what I'm saying? Gives people hope. Gives them a great place and a good community to kick it with. So with that being said, you know, no religious talk we don't talk about religion in the stream. Plus we do not talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? So I get to, so I appreciate the compliment. So I get to, one day, Miss Reed never really gave us a lot of money for allowance. Our allowance was pretty freaking crappy. You know what I'm saying? Super duper low. So with that being said, she was like $7 a week or a month in allowance, right? So $7 a month in allowance. How the hell are we gonna get anything? So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? All my clothes were from the Goodwill because not only was this a foster home, but it was a poor foster home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this foster home, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got this one shirt from Goodwill. It said Pistons on the front of it. It was a all white shirt and it had blue sleeves and whatnot. It said Pistons on it. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a really good shirt to wear. Now the shirt was kind of tight, but I didn't think nothing of it. I really liked the shirt. There weren't many other options. I get the shirt and I go to school the next day thinking I look like the man in this shirt. I mean, I was flexing in this shirt. I was like, yeah, man, I look good. Man, we all look good. And you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's understandable. Yo, if says I used to get beat by these 3 guys in elementary school every time I would go into the restroom. They would follow me. Then while I was going to the bathroom, the whole group would punch me, pin me to the ground, and stomp on my balls. Damn! That is wildin'. Yo, that's crazy that happened to you. Not the gooch, not the balls, not the baby makers, baby. So, with that being said, I'm freaking, oh, geez. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine your balls hella hurt for months, if. Damn. That is wilding, if. Dude, so did those bullies ever get brought to justice? Yeah, every man's balls hurt hearing that story. For real. Yo, the gamer tag, I love that you love my videos, Brody. You got good energy. Yeah. Yo, appreciate you for the compliment, bros. You said, yo, culture correspondent, you said that if is lying? That's messed up, dude. You know what I mean? You can't just say that if is lying just because he's telling a story that people are interested in, and you don't have any good stories and no one's interested in your stories? Culture. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's messed up. So what leads you to believe that if is lying, culture correspondent? And why are you picking on my viewers? That's not nice. I love anime. Yeah, thanks for the compliment, yo. That guy's popular. Appreciate you. So, with that being said, yep, super goated. All right, so you guys, what story was I telling you guys? I was telling you guys this really interesting story. Yeah, what story was I telling you guys? What animes do I watch? I like to watch, let's see. Yo, it goes really, really well, Wolf. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Pistons shirt. So, I'm wearing this super duper tight Pistons shirt, you know what I'm saying? Not tight as in awesome, but tight as in tight. Wearing it, you know what I'm saying? Now, the school I was going to was super duper crowded. It was ratchet. It was in the hood. A bunch of gangbangers lived around there and stuff. So I get to the school. Luckily enough for me, no one really came after me like that. But so I get to the school, and it's the morning time. It's breakfast time. And breakfast time, all of the kids used to pile up against the double doors in front of the school to be let in, right? So that's where we were. We're stuck in front of the double doors, and there's like 1,700 kids all piling up. You know what I'm saying? So what everyone used to do whenever we all had to pile up like that, we all used to just talk. You know what I'm saying? Crack jokes, talk, you know what I mean? Make jokes and whatnot. So we're making a whole bunch of freaking jokes. They're all cracking jokes. And I'm walking through the crowds of people to get to the front door so I can get to breakfast on time. While I'm walking through the people, I hear somebody yell out, "Bro, that shirt is super duper loud, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like, what is up with your shirt, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I just keep walking like I didn't hear it. So I was like, damn, nigga, your shirt tight as fuck. So I just keep on walking, acting like I didn't hear it. So out of nowhere, then I hear somebody laughing. And then I hear 10 people start laughing with that guy's laughing. Now, I look up and all 1,700 of these kids, bro, I wish I was exaggerating. All 1,700 freaking of these kids, they're all freaking pointing and laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, your shirt's so tight, we can see the veins in your neck. Like they're just roasting me super bad. When I tell you I've never felt so freaking embarrassed in my life. You know what I'm saying? Super duper embarrassed. You know what I mean? What the heezy? Yo, so what would you guys do in that situation? For real, for real. What would you guys do in that situation? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, appreciate the compliment, Brody. Appreciate you. That's what's up. Hey, good morning. Good morning to South Carolina country. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yo, you would just start fighting if? Understandable. Understandable. Yo, what's up, FNAF? Appreciate you for the compliment. Either joke with them or ignore it. So, I leave, you know what I'm saying? I ignore it, man. I felt so freaking embarrassed, man. They finally opened up the freaking double doors to let us in. It felt like freaking eternity, bro. Add insult to injury to make things even worse. Since I got roasted so bad by so many people at the same time, I was like freaking like hyperventilating and sweating a whole freaking bunch. So because I was sweating a whole freaking bunch, I got super sweaty. Now my shirt didn't smell good, man. I had to throw the whole shirt away. I ended up throwing the shirt in the trash in the bathroom. and then going to the nurse's office and tell them I lost my shirt to get another shirt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, some person said I'm super duper old. I'm not old. I'll be 99 in October. You know what I'm saying? That is my age, if that's what you're asking. I'll be 99 in October. Can you kickbox me? $3,000 cash. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys send sexual harassment stuff in any way other than a super chat, my mods will just ban you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Messy Hummel. Yo, you're a big fan of Diddy. Hey, so you like all the oil and freak off parties and stuff. Yo, so what got you into idolizing Diddy, Messy? You know what I'm saying? What got you into that? That's I mean, I wouldn't idolize him, but that's your thing. Hey, so Messy Humble, what really got you into really idolizing Diddy and really liking all the stuff he's doing? You know what I'm saying? What got you into that, Messy? Like, what is it that Diddy does that made you fall in love with Diddy? Hurry up, Messy. Hurry up. You got 10 seconds? Hurry up, Messy. Up. Too bad. Not another lucky winner. Nut. Let's see. Yeah, hey, man, he likes him. There's nothing wrong with him liking him, but, you know, that's his thing. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's wild that you only heard of Diddy once the allegations came out. That's wild stuff. So yeah, so after that, you know what I'm saying? I got a brand new shirt from the principal's office, and then I went through the rest of the day without a hitch. You know what I'm saying? It was all good after that. But man, bruh, for real. You know what I mean? That's what's up. That's different. That's a different type of perspective. All right, you guys. So, yeah. All right, so once we reach 65 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the story of... I will be telling you guys... We will unlock the story of my homeboy faking being a girl over the phone and sexting and what do you call that? Having phone sex with his sugar daddy in order for him to order us pizza, to get us food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Garter. Yeah, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? He did lots of things that are not okay. You know what I'm saying? For real. Appreciate the compliment, bros. Yeah. Yo, Izzy, that's what's up. Hey, Izzy, at what point did you fall in love with going live so that you can meet a 13-year-old boy? That's wild. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful, Izzy. Hey, so, like, did you learn that from your parents, Izzy? Did your dad teach you to bone 13-year-olds? What got you into going live in order to attract 13-year-old boys? At what point did you fall in love with that, Izzy? Yeah. I mean, it's obviously on your mind. If you're talking about it, that's wild, Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I can only imagine what's on your internet history, dude. Bruh, the only reason why he wants to go live is to meet 13-year-old boys. That is great. He must be a member of NAMBLA. He must be a member of NAMBLA. You know what I'm saying? Yo, oh, poor Izzy is projecting. He doesn't accept his homoerotic ways. Poor Izzy. Poor baby. Everyone send healing energy to Izzy. He needs it badly. Nut. Yo, I'm trying to get with this Asian chick at my school and shit. On the first day, she was all on me. Yo, look, I'll tell you what, if we reach the 65 in Super Chat milestone and unlock all the other stories, I'll tell you how to get that girl that you like. Hey, yo, Izzy, don't run. Izzy, where you go? Don't be no bitch. Izzy, come back. Explain to us what got you into wanting to go live to meet a 13-year-old boy. You got to tell the chat. We're all ears. We want to hear this. We want to hear why that is on your brain and we're in here telling stories about hilarious, embarrassing stuff. And the first thing on your mind is going live to meet a 13-year-old boy. Tell us why that is on your mind. We're all ears. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you guys have great energy, man. For real, for real. Hey, Izzy, your new nickname for the chat is Jeffrey Izzy Epstein. That's your name. Oh, and it's Jeffrey Izzy Epstein coming in. We're not going to finish the rest of that story. Nut. Yo, yeah, that's disgusting, Rob. Yeah, isn't Izzy is very disgusting, chat. Type a 1 in the chat if Izzy is a disgusting human being, and the only thing he has is our pity. And we award him no points, and may God have mercy on his soul. Type a 2 in the chat if Izzy is not disgusting. He just really likes talking about boning 13-year-old boys when none of us are talking about it. You know, that's just the number one thing on his brain. Hey, Izzy, come back. Where'd you go? Izzy, don't be no bitch. Izzy, don't be no loser. Izzy, come back. At least stand on business. Izzy, you got to come back and stand on business. Huh? Nut? I don't know why he ran. You know? I don't know why he ran. Poor thing. Sending healing energy to Izzy. Lord knows he needs it all. All right, so what time is it where you guys are at? You know what I mean? Let me see. Ooh. Yeah, you got to stand on business, man. You know? Poor thing. Let's see. Yo, that's what's up. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Lynn? What's up, Solo? What's up, 15 pounds? What's up, Barry Ray? What's up, Mo? Yo, what's up, Blaze? What's up? What's up, Hibibi? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lewis? What's up, Bernard? Yo, what's up, Blaze? What's up, Willie? What's up, FNAF Gamer? What's up, Hero? What's up? Yeah. That's what's up. We're telling stories. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stories. You was my childhood. That's what's up. Easy ran because they knew they got caught. Yeah, just like Chavez. Nut. Yo, you guys actually caught Chavez down at a You guys actually caught Chavez down at a South Point. You know what I'm saying? And he was dropping his wife Skitting off to get pounded out by some black guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys made fun of him mercilessly for it, for being such a, you know what I mean? For being such a fucking loser. Like, bro, you're dropping your woman off at this hotel. You're bringing her here to sit outside and wait in the car as your wife is upstairs getting the Long John Silver. Just getting. But, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. Yo, what's up, Lewis? Understandable. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have the easiest come up either. You know what I'm saying? For real. I did not have the easiest come up either. All right, so. But yeah, that was my most embarrassing story. You know what I'm saying? That one was wild. All right, you guys. So, type of one in the chat if you guys still want to hear that sickeningly realistic phone sex call. Once we reach 65 in super chat, 65 more in super chat, we'll unlock that story. Type of two in the chat if you guys want me to just wait until the next live to tell that story. That's bad, Willie. I got this story is nasty. Okay, so in 65 in super chat, we will unlock the hidden phone call, the phone sex call between my homeboy who was acting like a girl in order to get this guy to send him money, and the guy on the other phone who did disgusting, terrible stuff over the phone. We heard it all. They had phone sex, and then I don't think I should say the rest. Like, he did horrible stuff to himself and then tasted it. And you heard him over the phone, and that fucked the whole day up. That one was wild for me. You know what I'm saying? No, I am not cool with Chavez. I don't know him like that. I don't want to be around him. I don't want to be anywhere near him. And the reason why is not because he's a predator and a cupcake chaser. It's because he's a predator and a cupcake chaser who's trying to frame any dude that's close to him that's not a predator or cupcake chaser to say that they're doing it, and he's the one who literally married his cupcake. She was 15 and a half when they started dating, when they started smashing. And he wants to go around telling people he tried to tell people that I'm doing the sick shit that he's doing in order for himself not to get caught. So that's why I cut him off. Skitten was 15 and a half when they first started boning. Yeah. Like, you guys might not know the story, but it's an entire story behind that. An entire story. You know what I'm saying? I know all of the details. I was there when he came to us and tried to brag that he had boned the 15 and a half year old in the back of his Explorer. Yeah, man, I'm like, bro, motherfucker, what? That's not a flex, nigga. You 24. Fuck you mean? You know what I mean? And because of that, you know what I mean? Because I'm not on the cupcake chasing train, that's why I am his mortal enemy. You know what I mean? Because he will forever in the world see me as an op, and that's why I'll never go around him. Because, you know what I mean? Like, his number one goal is to try to convince people that I'm doing the sick shit that he's doing. Like, that's why he was taping my phone calls. He was taping my phone calls. You know what I'm saying? He even admitted to taping it. The part of the video response he made to me where he taped my phone call was in the video response he made. Then he edited it out with YouTube's editor because he realized that that's breaking the law. And that proves that he's a piece of shit. If you tape a person's phone call without telling them, in order to try to use that against them later, and I ain't even say shit foul. He was trying to convince people that I was a predator because I'm a comedian. He says funny stuff. He cracks jokes. He cracks jokes about it, guys. He's got to be doing it, not me. Baby, put your ID down. Don't tell people. Be skitting. Stop telling people. It's not me. It's him. You know? That's why I got out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't need that. Yeah, life is good, man. It feels good. Hey, what's up, Tate? Yeah, good. All right, cool. Yo, you guys have been a great audience, man. Damn. All right, so, yeah. All right, so, peep game, right? All right, yeah, that makes sense. Someone got catfished by a midget. Oh my God. So, yo, have you guys ever been catfished? And Willie Wolf, you said you want me to do a Lamar line. What? For 20 in Super Chat, I'll do the Lamar line. Send to 20 in Super Chat, Willie, and I'll do the Lamar line. Ew. Yo, W's in the chat. Yo, I hope this makes me the #1 donor. Understandable. Yo, if you get #1 donor, you will be the person that gets their name in tomorrow's video. Yo, if you are only 200, you are 225 points away from being top donor. You know what I'm saying? Also, in 55 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the nasty phone call situation. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's the main reason I'm staying, is to tell you guys that story. Because it's bad. It's really, really bad. Yo, all right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Thinking of this. Okay, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys were here long enough to hear the story about, yo, W's in the chat to if. Yo, let's see. All right, so it says, how is it now? You're #1. Damn. I thought it would take more to get him out of his spot. But yo, you're #1 if. All right, so if, do you want your name in the title of tomorrow's stream? You know what I'm saying? Let your boy know. Yo, that's wild. W's in the chat to if. He just sent 15 directly through the tip jar. All right, you guys. 65. Once we reach 50 more in Super Chat, I will unlock the phone call. The nastiest phone sex, the nastiest shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. I've never heard anything nastier, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with y'all, bro. I've never heard any nastier shit. What hood did I grow up in? I grew up in, well, I was born in Compton, LA, but I grew up in the projects of Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And then at one point, I went to foster care, and only half the foster parents were in the hood, the other half were in the suburbs. And then I lived in Joshua Village projects for about 6 years when I came out here to Vegas. And then I lived on Martin Luther King Street and the Letter Streets, and Martin Luther King Street will always be the most dangerous street of anywhere. Hell yeah, you made it, bro. That's awesome that you made it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Gia, yo, I like your energy. I like your energy, if. You have the best stories, bro. Hey, thank you, Timothy. Yeah, my stories are wild, bro. Wild stories. All right, so I'm thinking of what type of story you guys want to hear. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear a violent story. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear a embarrassing story. 1 in the chat for a violent story. 2 in the chat for an embarrassing story. Violence and embarrassment. I want to hear something crazy someone got caught doing. Understandable. Well, our super chatters always have precedence over what stories we tell. So if said he wants to hear violent, all right, so I'm going to tell you guys the story about the first time I ever got stabbed, right? So I'm about 12 or 13 years old, and I'm in Mrs. Reed's foster home, right? Mrs. Reed's foster home, they lived in the ratchets or whatever, but it wasn't really that bad. No one was getting killed and murdered and all that stuff. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the crib or whatever. I'm hanging out with the homies and whatnot. And one of my homies I was hanging out with, he was a 12-year-old. I was 13, he was 12. We were playing Super Nintendo, right? We're playing Super Nintendo, and I start whooping him out of this game, beating the crap out of him. You feel me? And when I start whooping him out of this game, Homie gets super duper mad. He starts breaking shit, smashing shit. One of the things he broke was his Super Nintendo, right? Smashes up against the wall. His mom's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, that's my cue to leave. I leave. The reason why he got mad at me because I was beating him in his own game. Not his fault, not mine. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Leave out the house. I walk all the way to Miss Reed's mom's house. Miss Reed's mom was babysitting us because Miss Reed was a registered nurse. Miss Reed, oh boy, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? For 30 in super chat, I'll tell you guys. Never mind. I probably shouldn't tell you guys that. Even unlock that as super chat. So, anyway, you know what I mean? While I'm in the so I walk to Miss Reed's mom's house because that's who was babysitting us. I get to Miss Reed's mom's house and I walk up on the porch and sit down on one of the lawn chairs they had up on the porch. I sit there, I'm talking to Miss Reed's mom and all the people on the porch, and I look down the street. Lo and behold, coming from the direction of the homie's house, there's literally 20-something women, grown women, walking with the dude who just broke his Super Nintendo. They're walking to my house. Now, this wasn't a regular crowd. This was, what do you call that? Like one of those mobs where they're like looking to kill somebody or murder someone. Nigga, when I say that they had knives, bricks, and brooms, they had knives, bricks, and brooms. They were coming to kill someone. Now I look at this, I'm already knowing what the fuck this is. I'm not falling for this shit. I get my ass up. I walk inside the house. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I walk in the house and I hide in the cabinet, right? Up under the sink. So Miss Reed, I'm hiding up under the sink. Miss Reed's mom, without missing a beat, within 16 seconds, she freaking slams open the freaking, she opens up the freaking cabinet door. You know what I'm saying? She reaches in, grabs me by my legs, pulls me out while screaming and yelling, boy, don't you bring this shit to my goddamn house. You better get out there and go handle that shit yourself, nigga. I'm like, what's there to handle? These are 20-something angry, screaming adult women with knives, weapons. What the fuck are you talking about? Handle this. Bitch, I'm not Neo from the Matrix 2 versus the Merovingian. I'll handle them. Handle us. Handle us. You'll handle us. Your predecessors had more respect. Like, nigga, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So, I get dragged outside by my fucking feet, literally kicking and screaming. She drags me all across the hardwood floor, drags me off the porch, picks me up, and throws me into the group of angry freaking pitchfork and torch and bricks and knives holding women, right? Weapon wielding angry women. You feel me? Even worse, they were weapon wielding black women. We're super mad, you know? So with that being said, this mosh pit of angry weapon wielding women, they hoist me up because she throws me off the porch into the group of them. They catch me like this is like a crowd surfing me. You know what I'm saying? They hold me up, they hoist me above their head, and they crowd surf me across the street into this open dirt lot where they were supposed to build a house at, but it was vacant, right? They throw me onto the freaking middle of they throw me into the dirt and rocks, you know, face first into the dirt and rocks. I land, you know what I'm saying? I get up and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And so the 13-year-old dude, he walks out there and he's like, yo, you broke my Super Nintendo. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You broke it. I was there. I watched you break that shit. What are you talking about? And he's like, bro, you know what I mean? No, you broke it. You're lying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't lie on me, dude. I saw you break it. And he's like, see, look, he's lying. Everyone get him. All of his family members, because these were all of his women family members, they all ascend upon me like the lions and like the hyenas of the Lion King. You know what I'm saying? They start jumping and kicking the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, once we reach the next 50 in Super Chat, I'm going to be telling you guys the nastiest shit. The nastiest shit I've ever seen in my life. My homeboy Rudan, you know what I'm saying? He has a sugar daddy. He had a sugar daddy. We're all shooting skits at one of my cribs. He calls me up. Well, he's there. You know what I'm saying? He tells me, he's like, yo, I can get us some free food. My sugar daddy will send us money. I'm like, what the fuck is sugar daddy? He's like, yeah, bro, watch this. He gets on the phone, calls his sugar daddy, has this nastiest, sickest phone sex I've ever heard in my life with the dude in front of us while impersonating a woman. You know what I'm saying? And once we reach 50 in Super Chat, I will unlock the entire phone sex conversation. It's 10 times worse than you could ever have imagined. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's why it's 100 unlockable. Because I need to be sure y'all want to hear this nasty shit. So, with that being said, yo, have you ever been to an underground bar, speakeasy, in the mob museum? I have not. Is that where you're at, Venom Sting? Yo. So, anyway, with that being said, we keep on, now the family members, they jumping me, they kicking the shit out of me and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. Yeah. This guy I used to go on a date with. You're the one day. One day he got drunk and hit her and sent her to the hospital for a heart transplant. No, man, you're not. It's very reasonable if you want to crash out on that guy. Completely reasonable. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? They're jumping the shit out of me. They're kicking the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? And at one point, my foster uncle, Pee-wee, he runs out of the same house that I just got mosh pitted away from, Miss Reed's house. And this is her son. And he's like, yo, get up off of him, man. Like, they're kids. You guys are adults. If they got static, let them fight. But what are you adults doing fighting this kid? He's a kid. So they all get up off of him because he's huge. Pee-wee was huge. They rip everybody up off of him. And as they rip everybody up off of me, you know what I'm saying, Pee-wee starts lecturing them about what the fuck, like let them fight, let us fight it out. So me and the kid, we start circling each other because we're gonna fight one-on-one, right? Homie runs in, tries to throw a punch. I block that hoe. I'm in foster care, nigga. I done, you know how many fights I done been in? You know what I mean? I'm in foster care, and I like video games, and I go to all ratchet schools, and I watch anime. You know how many motherfuckers tried to beat me up for watching anime? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got my guard up, homie throw a haymaker, I block that hoe. He throws another one, I block that hoe. So I'm like, all right, so what's up? So he's like, you know what? Let's do a truce. Huh? Let's just be friends. He says this to me, so I'm like, oh, okay. We can do that, we can just be friends. So he holds his hand out. He's got his other hand behind his back, and he holds his hand out like this as a show of solidarity. So I grab his hand, and when I grab his hand to shake it, he pulls me in and out from behind his back. His other hand comes out and he stabs me in the back, in the freaking kidney. And I'm like, motherfucker. So he pulls the knife out and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then he has it in his hand like, yeah, I'm fighting with a knife. So I'm like, motherfucker. So I reach down, look at the blood. It's like a small trickle. Now, see, the thing about stabbing people, the thing that makes stabbing people hard is stabbing someone is way harder than shooting them. Because when you stab somebody, you have to push the knife all the way in order to actually do damage. You can't just poke a nigga and then, because he poked me with the knife. He only put like this much of it in. That's not enough to do damage. He poked me with the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there tomorrow. Delivery should be easy since it's all chicken McNuggets. Yeah. 10 a.m. appointment and off for the rest of the day. Yeah. That's what's up. And imagine how it feels to get stabbed. I ain't got to imagine. I'd have been stabbed 9 times. You know what I mean? It feels... It's not as hurt. It's more shocking than it is painful. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you get stabbed, it's like, nigga, your whole life flashes before your eyes because, you know, you could easily get stabbed to death. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. My life flashed before my eyes. But I got mad when my life flashed before my eyes. Because I was like, motherfucker, you do that shit during a truce? Nigga? Like, you gonna do that when I shake your hand, bro? Like, just pull the knife out. So I'm like, okay. Word, have I been stabbed? No, Techno Pink. As I literally just said, I've been stabbed 9 times. I've been stabbed 8 times in the head. Ding, 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 ding. Not on the other side. Nothing there. Ding, 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 ding. And once in the back. You know what I'm saying? No long-lasting energies, luckily. So, yeah, that's hella crazy. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Once he stabs me, I'm like, motherfucker, what? So, you know what I mean? I walk up on homie, I still got my guard up. I'm like, motherfucker, what? I walk back up on him. And when I go back on him to like whoop him out, homie has the knife in his hand. Guess what he does, chat? You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to guess. Why did my cut heal so good? I don't know. But I'm glad it did. You know what I'm saying? So the knife only got into my head. It never got past my skull, which protects my brain because I've seen an episode of Magic School Bus. You know what I'm saying? How's you alive? Well, when my brother tried to stab me in the head, when my brother stabbed me in the head, I blocked most of the stab. So when he stabbed me, he could only get this much through because I held my guard up like this and he stabbed me. So he was able to get like this much into my head, but my guard stopped like him from going this, you know what I mean? If I would have let my hand drop, I would be dead. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. That's what's up. And he ran and cried because he didn't get you bad. Well, he didn't run and cry. He threw his knife. You know what I'm saying? He threw his knife. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. He threw his knife. He threw his knife. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, sorry. And he gets on his knees and tries to, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, motherfucker, you gonna stab me and say sorry? You gonna stab me? And then say it's a prank? Oh, it's a joke. Oh, so now that it's real. Now that you about to get beat the fuck up for stabbing a motherfucker, it's a joke. He throws the knife. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I was just joking. My bad. So I immediately started giving this nigga the power of 16 feet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I walk up on this dude, punch him dead in his jaw. Motherfucker, bah! You know what I'm saying? This nigga spins and freaking, you know what I mean? Like, well, I'll describe the fight. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll unlock the whole fight because it's long. And I'll go into detail of the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's long and drawn out. Once we reach 30 in super chat, you know what I'm saying? We'll unlock the rest of that whole freaking segment for 30 in super chat. You know what I'm saying? Now, aside from that, after all that happens, after me and his one-on-one fight, where I kicked the shit out this son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? His family jumps me again because I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Once I start beating the living shit out of homie, I get hit from the back. I get punched in the freaking back of the head. I turn around to see it's none other than his sister, who is effectively at that point my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So I got punched by my own girlfriend. I turn around and I'm like, yo, what'd you hit me for? He's like, she's seething. She's holding the guard up. She's like, that's my brother. And I'm like, but he just stabbed me. Like, fuck this nigga. He just stabbed me. I deserve to whoop his ass. I'm not even stabbing this nigga. I didn't pick up his knife and stab that nigga. I didn't do that. I beat this nigga up. Bad. Why am I getting jumped by the rest of the family members? This is supposed to be my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I don't give a fuck. That's my brother. Now, she noticed that I wasn't going to hit her. She knew I wasn't going to hit her. You know what I'm saying? And I got the bad side of equality. You know what I'm saying? Homie, that she runs in and mops me up, just starts punching me in the face. I'm not going to fight a girl. You know what I'm saying? So then her whole family jumps on me. And I get jumped. So then Pee-wee screams out. He's like, get off of my, he's like, get off of my little homie. Get off my brother. So he screams that out, starts ripping girls off me and shit. The smallest girl that had the biggest brick gets the brick and throws that hoe. Bah! All this. You know what I'm saying? Smashes all this open. So I'm just like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It is what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Yo, appreciate you for the compliment, yo. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for the compliments, man. Yeah, there's a lot mentally wrong with that family. You know what I mean? Bro, at least you're alive. Yeah, man, dude, it's way harder than I. You know what I'm saying? Did you say your brother tried to stab you? Nope, my brother stabbed me 8 times in the head with a knife. Eek, 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 eek. 8 times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we reach if we reach the next super chat milestone, which is 50 in super chat, I'll tell you guys that story. On God. I'm glad I'm alive too. I know, right? Can you guys believe all that stuff? Stabbed me 8 times, lies on me about goofy, stupid shit on the internet, like a fucking moron. All of this shit, and this nigga's like, why don't you hang out with me? Why do you treat me so bad? This is the shit he says to me. Why do you treat me so bad? And he stabbed me. I've never stabbed him. I've never stabbed him. Nigga. Nut. That's what's up. Yeah, I ain't doing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? My family is the people that treat me the best. I ain't doing that shit. I don't fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about blood, bro. That blood shit don't mean shit to me. Don't mean a goddamn thing. For real. I know, it's mad funny. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. All right, you guys. Yeah, yeah. All right, you guys. So once we reach the next 50 in super chat, I will be telling you guys the story of my homeboy who had probably the nastiest, the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, as my mods have stated before, we here on the channel, we do not talk about religion. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about religion or politics. Nope, I don't talk to Chavez. I don't. I'm good. I don't want any predators in my friend group. You know what I'm saying? Not doing it. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right, you guys. So, if we reach the 50 in super chat within the next 5 minutes, I'll stay for another hour and tell you guys crazy stories. You know what I'm saying? If not, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit the bar and get some pineapple juice. It was a crazy day, indubitably. What's up, chat and blast? What's up? So, before I go, we're going to list off some of the other crazy stories I have to see if you guys have heard them or not. Let's see. So, say yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story of the time I accidentally fed a used condom to my date. You know what I'm saying? Type a no in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. You know what I'm saying? These would be some of the stories that I would stay and tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? If we reach the 15 super chat. No. Damn. You guys haven't heard that story? Damn. Damn, Lewis, you ain't heard that one? Damn. Ooh. Yo, W's in the chat. What's up, if? Yo, you can read the story. Can you read the story? Yo, I like that you want me to read the story that you're about to comment, bro. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah. Accidentally fed a used condom to my girlfriend. Very used condom. Oh boy. All right, so that's a story that I need to tell you guys. Did I tell you guys? Type a yes in the chat if you guys heard the story of Dr. Girlfriend, the woman who cheats on me first and then tells everyone that somehow I'm a bad person for leaving her after catching her cheating again. The fuck? No. Understandable. Some of you guys haven't heard that story, yes. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear that one. Yeah. All right, so we're just testing them out. All right, 3 more seconds. If we reach 45 more in 4 more minutes, you know what I mean, then I'll stay. So say a yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story of when I had a 4-way with these 4 chicks, but they all kept using lotion as sex jelly, so it turned into a terrible national disaster. You know what I'm saying? Type a no in the chat if you guys haven't heard that story. You know what I'm saying? Lotion as sex jelly is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Tech 5. I remember Dr. Girlfriend. I do too. You know what I'm saying? She was cool, but, she was nothing other than, within 6 months, she had already started cheating on me and shit. And, that's when I started talking to other girls. When she started cheating on me, she came home and told me. Some of you guys might be like, well, how did you know she was cheating on you? You don't know if it's true. She came home and told me, hey, so I met this guy, but you remember how I told you I want to meet new friends? Well, I didn't tell you they were guys, right? So I've been taking dick applications, AKA guys' numbers, up at the freaking, up at the college that I go to. And I finally cut one from the herd. And I finally find one I really like. So are you okay with me going over his house and being there and instead of going over here? But mind you, I'm not going to do nothing with him. We're just going to be friends. You're okay with me going over his house? You're not jealous, are you? You're okay with that? And I said, you know what? That's cool. It's over. Go be with him. We shouldn't be together. You go be with him. And she said, wait, no. You're taking this wrong. You're taking this the wrong way. You're not falling for the okie doke. You're not falling for my goofy, stupid shit. You're not falling for hot girl summer. No, wait, you're taking this the wrong way. I'm like, no, go be with him. And then she, I tell her to go be with him. And so then she calls me up 2 weeks later after obviously having smashed the dude. Then she calls me up crying, take me back. It's not the same. The grass isn't greener. Oh God, please take me back. So I'm like, I'll take you back if you give me $4,000 cash. Give me $4,000 cash and I'll take you back. Otherwise, stay with that nigga. And she's like, okay. And she brings me the money. And then I took that money and started doing YouTube with it. That's how I started doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm dating a females, you don't want to date me. You want to I can hook you up with some nice guys, but I'm not your type. You know what I'm saying? Because if you play about some goofy shit, I'm going to run your punk ass. I'm going to break your shit. Not violently, not physically, but I'm going to make you break yourself. You know what I'm saying? Run it, nigga. 4 G's. Oh, okay. Well, I'll forget about you cheating on me. $4,000. Hell yeah. Go buy a fucking moped. I'm good. All right, so if says in middle school, 6th graders were talking shit to us, 7th graders. So all 6th and 7th graders were going to fight a war. But the school called the police and made sure the 6th graders were safe. Damn. They made sure all the 7th graders left before letting the 6th graders out. Damn. That's wild, and Brody. All right, you guys. Once we in 2 more minutes, we'll be rolling out. You know what I'm saying? Today, our highest super chatter is if. And I'll be writing down your name, Brody, because we got you coming up fresh. Let's see. All right, so as per usual, our highest super chatter always gets their name in tomorrow's stream. If we're 5T. Got you, Brody. That's what's up. When am I gonna play another horror game? Once my internet finally stops bullshitting. You know what I mean? Because my internet's been crappy over the past couple of days. I tried live streaming a horror game yesterday, and it didn't go good. I tried 3 times, and all 3 of the, you know what I'm saying, the streams kept going down. If you guys look at my streams, you'll see. Yeah. That's what's up. I'm doing good, Brody. Hope you're doing good as well. Nigga. So, yo, once we reach the next 45 in Super Chat, we will be telling the story of the most disgusting phone sex call I've ever seen happen in front of me. How old am I? I turned 99 in October, FNAF Gamer. 99 in October. Yeah. Love your story times. Yo, I love that you love my story times. I'll be 99 in October, FNAF Gamer. How old are you? Yo, W's in the chat to Tech 5. Yo, appreciate you, Brody. I remember watching all your old stories back in the day. Yeah. That's awesome that you like my crazy fight stories, man. W's in the chat to Tech 5. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Tech 5. All right, you guys. So we got 40 more in Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? Since Tech 5 just sent another 5 through, I'll stay for another 5-10 minutes to see if you guys want to hear this story. Yo, so our next 3 Super Chatters, including Tech 5, they're going to be in our next BHD story time that we tell. You know what I'm saying? So if and Tech 5, you guys secure the spot. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 more spots for people in the next BHD story times. I tell. For real. Timothy says, what is a timeout? Timothy, guess. I want you to guess what a timeout is. Guess. Look it up on Google. Maybe even go get a book. You know what I'm saying? Because I know because did you know that like every single problem everyone has ever run into in their life can be solved? Someone solved it and wrote a book about it. So Timothy, I want you to go read a book about what a timeout is and then come back and tell us all. Or either that or guess. I want you to guess. Use every fiber of your intellectual being, every single moment that you've ever spent learning and evolving as a human being, and I want you to figure out what a timeout is. He'll be here for years. We'll be here for years. What is a timeout, chat? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell Timothy what a timeout is? He's been sending us that message for like 10 minutes. Did you figure it out, Tim? Did you read a book or how did you figure it out, Tim? Was it hard? How did you figure it out, Tim? How did you figure it out? Was it like a book? Was it a pamphlet? Was it an infomercial? You know what I'm saying? Was it on the back of a cereal box? You know what I'm saying? Was it on like the back of a peroxide bottle? Like a medicine bottle or something? Where'd you find it? And that, my friends, is why a lot of YouTubers don't read the comments. That's why a lot of freaking YouTubers, bro, like they just do their thing, bro. They don't even look at the chat, bro. They don't even acknowledge super chats. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna become like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that. Nah. That's hilarious. Nah, that's hilarious. Appreciate you for the compliment, bro. Common sense ain't as common as you would. Common sense is not as common as we thought. Tech 5. You know what I'm saying? You would think that someone would know. Like, it's literally the definition of what it is literally in the spelling of it. But if he's asking that level of question, he probably didn't know that it was spelled like that. Literally types it out, does not know what it says. It happens to the best of us, man. Happens to the best of us. Understandable. Yeah, I agree with you, Timothy. I did not know that a timeout is a timeout either. I had no idea. The more you know. We just learned something. Nah. That's what's up. Yo. You're coming. I'm gonna go back up and check. I got you. If I'm gonna go back up and see. Yo, W's in the chat to Tech 5. For real. All right, so let me see. Yep, I read your comment. The one where you said in middle school, 6th graders were talking shit to all of you 7th graders. So all 6th and 7th graders were about to have a Royal Rumble, a fight, a war, but the school called the police and made sure that the 6th graders were safe. Understandable. They made sure all the 7th graders left before letting the 6th graders out. You know what I'm saying? For real. Okay, so we're going to do one last round of testing out what stories you guys have heard and what stories I'm going to tell you guys. So now we're going to figure out what story I'm going to tell you guys tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If we reach 40 in Super Chat before I finish telling you guys the stories or going through the stories and you know what I'm saying, and we figure it out, then, yeah. Then I'll stay for way longer and tell you guys the rest of the story. Yeah. That's what's up. That is a super chat request, Mad Dog. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear the story about a Diddy party, that's a super chat request. 100 directly through the tip jar and or directly through the channel. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, you know what? We'll do half off. 50 and I'll tell you whatever story you would like to hear. You know what I'm saying? Hey, does the phone story reset tomorrow? Yes. Yeah, it does. You know what I mean? Everything resets tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Let's see. Every day is a new day. All right, so let's see. What stories haven't you guys heard yet? All right, so say yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story about when I DJ'd a celebrity freak off party on accident. They told me it was a party. I get there halfway through my set of DJing, everyone just starts getting bucket naked and shagging in front of everyone. They didn't give a warning or nothing. Bastards had to start taping the shit. Motherfucker pull out a camera. I'm like, wait, what? Somebody lean in next to me, be like, yo, man, all of these girls on drugs, so they about to pass out. And you know what that means. I'm like, nigga, wait, what? Motherfuck, what? Yo, can you send 35 for the story? Which, yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know which story and I got you. You know what I mean? Oh, you're talking about the story about, oh my God, the story where the dude, the nasty phone sex? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Dang, you guys haven't heard that story? Understandable. I am surprised. All right, so with that being said, let's see some of the stories you guys might not have heard yet. Let's see. Have you guys type a yes in the chat if you guys have heard the story of my first kiss? Type a 2 in the chat. Type a no in the chat if you guys have not heard the story of my first kiss. I have seen the pickup. That's what's up. All right, so that's another story I gotta tell you guys. Some of you guys heard it. Well, one of you did. He's just spamming. All right, mods, you guys know what to do for spammers. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what to do for spammers. Understandable. Yeah. You ain't hear this one either? Yeah, there's a lot of stories you guys ain't heard, man. All right, so say yes in the chat if you guys heard the story about when I was 15 and a half. I boned this 36-year-old yoga / substitute school teacher of mine. Type a yes in the chat if you guys heard that story. Type a no in the chat if you guys have not heard that story. That story is goated. That's understandable, Timothy. Hey, Timothy, where are you from? Okay, you guys have heard that story. Cool. Understandable if. Yo. Yeah, it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. My bank be talking smack too. You know what I'm saying? Story about what? Story about when I was 15 and a half. You know what I'm saying? I messed with this 36-year-old. I was dating this 36-year-old chick. 36-year-old school teacher. You know what I'm saying? And it was great. She used to spoil me, spend money on me, all of that stuff. Accidentally. All right, so let's see. Type a 1 in the chat if tomorrow you guys want to hear the story about how I lost my virginity. You know what I'm saying? Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of when I dated a lesbian woman and it went terrible, so instead I dated her girlfriend. What's the moral of the story is always walk your dog. All right, so we got 2 1s and 2 2s. 3 2s. Understandable. That is a good one. Understandable. Yep. Understandable. All right, you guys, we're about to get up out of here in about 2 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, so that will be the story that we tell tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, the story will be, I got it written down over here. Hold up. Let's see. Wait, hold up. My lesbian date tried to peg me, so I pegged her girlfriend instead. That's the title. Man, I'll see you guys tomorrow for BHD Storytime, men. You know what I'm saying? You guys stay up. Peace out. You know what I'm saying? You guys are freaking awesome. Yo, before I go though, if you get, what video would you like? You know what I'm saying? Do you choose for us to start? Yeah. All right, so if, you know what I'm saying? We'll probably be able to unlock that story tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you guys here. You know what I mean? Yeah, it really sucks that your bank is being weird though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow when I tell you guys the story, or later on tonight. I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow when I tell you guys the story of when my lesbian date tried to peg me, so I pegged her girlfriend instead. Nah. All right, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys stay up. You guys are awesome, man. Stay up, guys. W's in the chat to everybody that came through. You guys are freaking awesome. Twisms.